Hello there, friends, and welcome to Strangers in the Mid to Late Afternoon. I'm your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend Eric.
Afternoon delight, fellas.
Good afternoon, sir. And my good friend Roots. Roots, do you know what today is?
I didn't
It's
know what
our
it was.
anniversary.
I didn't know. I feel bad because Wes asked me and Eric the other day, "Hey, do you guys know what today is or what's coming up?" I said, "No, what's up?" And he said, "Our anniversary." And I thought, well, fuck, man, I should know that. And I guess I just this time of year I start to know it. I knew it was like the beginning. I just never knew the exact date. So at least Wes is paying attention. And the coolest thing about it is all of you out there, get to benefit from this because there's so many keys of good games that we're ready to give away on top of the amazing show we're about to do. You guys almost don't deserve it, but you do deserve it. Almost.
It's crazy, man, because, well, just so you know, I didn't know it was today either. It just had dawned on me the other day that I do remember the month. I remembered that it was March, so I decided to just take a look back to see when our first episode was dated, and sure enough, on the 31st.
Wow.
But yeah, man, we announced on Sunday that we would be doing a small celebration, maybe with a few key giveaways on today's episode, or I guess last night's episode. It would have been nothing major, right? Just a little bit of a celebration. And since then, we've had well over 100 keys donated. I mean, it's been nuts. We had Moss, which we knew was coming at the time, but we had no idea that the embargo would break before our episode went on. So everything just kind of came together to turn this into what should be a pretty epic celebration. Now, obviously, we're not giving away 100 keys today. That's 2021 show stuff, man. We can't do that. But what I can say is that we've got some bangers to give away. We've got some bangers to give away on all three platforms. New releases, multiple new releases. Thank you to everyone out there. Thanks to our supporters. Thanks to all the studios who donated. This is going to be pretty awesome show. So thanks everyone out there. We appreciate the support.
Yeah, absolutely. Gamer tag and PD both in the chat today. I feel bad you guys can't talk together, but we'll breach that gap for you. But I guess because it's so early,
see
right?
each other?
No,
Can they still not see each other?
Isn't
Really?
that weird? That is such a weird thing, and it's such a random thing. And I think somebody's one of the two is trolling. Which one of you? I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's weird. It's a very weird
I think
thing.
they both are.
I think they're the same person. That's why they don't talk to each other. They're secretly the same person, and they Clark Kent it. That's all.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's a good Clark Kent moment for sure.
Anyway, happy to be here. Happy that my power's on, guys. Like, my power was off all night last night and half of this morning. Absolutely insane wind coming through our little area last night. It broke one of the trees in my front yard down. I have a tree laying in my front yard now because the wind knocked it over.
Wow.
Insanity.
That's crazy. That's crazy wind, man. And somebody better get a hold of this key. PD just put a key in the chat. And a little math problem. I think we can all do that math problem. Somebody's already claimed it by now, right?
Is it PD or is it GT?
Wow.
Makes you wonder, Eric. The missing number is 2 + 2. Is that with using the new math or the old math?
God!
I know what it used to be.
New math, you're screwed. It could be anything. You might as well not even just said random number.
Dude, I have a 7 year. I have a 7 year. I'm an old man, but I have a 7-year-old daughter. And she comes to me with like, she's in second grade, basic math problems. And I'm completely stumped. I'm like, I have no idea. Because if I tell you how to do it the way I learned how to do it, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
They'll kick you out of school.
They changed the order of operations. And I was a math major in college. So, I know what the order of operations is supposed to be. But I remember it was 2 or 3 years ago, my sister came at me with some kind of a problem and asked me to come to the answer of it, which I did. And obviously, I think it was a trick question because most people came to the answer that I came to. But she said, no, that's not it. And she showed me how to work it out. And I'm like, no, you're doing things in the wrong order. And she's like, this is how we do it now. I'm like, oh God, no. I'm out. I'm out.
That's it. I'm
Yeah.
out.
That's how screwed things are. Because math, there's only one answer. One. You can have different ways you can get there, but one answer. And now it's as many as you want. It can be whatever you want,
bro.
Yeah, topsy turvy.
So congratulations to whoever got the copy of Deadness, wheelchair-based horror game. A lot good going on with that one there. Certainly some tense moments, whether they're intended to be tense or not. Anyway, we have a great show for you guys. We're going back to the best of Viveport today. We're going to show you guys some of the very best stuff from the bottom of the bucket on Viveport. And we always like to kick these episodes off by reminding people this is all in good fun. Viveport's amazing. Like the sheer number of great multi-platform titles that are available on Viveport Infinity for that low that low monthly subscription or annual subscription is just insanity.
Dude,
And you know,
did you see the number of games? Because you must have looked like
it's
I did.
nearly 1,000.
973 VR games in Viveport Infinity.
Right.
That's crazy.
You know, and what's crazy, as we're going through that list and we're looking for our 3 picks each, right? There are so many good games in Viveport Infinity. It just blew me away. It reminded me again why it's the best deal in PC VR, especially for new players, right? Like if you haven't experienced anything, like if you just got into VR and you're like ready to go buy a bunch of games, stop, go get Viveport Infinity, do 1 month. And you can try all these games and you find which ones you like. And then maybe Viveport Infinity or Viveport even has it cheaper to where you can buy it from them. Or you just get the year thing and then you get to keep it and you get all those games. Really good deal. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. So shout out to our friends at Viveport. They've always been super supportive of us. I always feel just a little bit bad for a minute whenever we have one of these best of episodes, but it quickly goes away when we start to look at some of this garbage shovelware that they have on their platform. But for what it's worth, it's not just Viveport. There's garbage on all platforms. There just seems to be an abundance of it here. So we come back to the well from time to time.
Well, we've actually done the Oculus, same thing for the other ones as well before, because they do have almost the same titles. It just here, I love the way they word it, and maybe it's just the translations from.
I don't think we've ever done PSVR. We should probably do the best of PSVR at some point. Although there is a fraction of the crap titles on PSVR store as the other stores, but there is some garbage on there. There's some laughs to be had, I feel like. So we should probably do best of PSVR at some point, especially as we near the end of the generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kentucky RC Crawlers in the chat says, Wes, I expect a hookup on games since we work together. Bro, answer the questions. Answer the question first, and you will win the game. And we've got plenty to go around, so don't you worry about that. For the purposes of our chat giveaways, you can only win once, but typically if we give a game away to chat, we try to give a game away in the comments. So if you're not catching this live, if you hear of us say that you can enter for a game in the comments, all you have to do is list that game in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed. That's rule number 1 whenever we do giveaways, and we'll do a drawing next week and give away a few more of these keys. So, so yeah, good luck to everyone in the chat. And if you win in the chat, you can still enter in the comments. We just can't have 2 or 3 people in the chat winning all the games. So limit 1 per person in the chat. We're going to give away Quest keys. We're going to give away Steam keys. We're going to give away PSVR keys. We're going to give away $40 or 40 euro or pound or whatever it is. We're going to cover your costs for Moss Book 2 on PlayStation VR for at least 1 person in the chat today. We're going to obviously we can't buy PSVR keys to give away, so we're just going to buy some store credit, and you can pick up Moss if you want to. I would highly suggest that you do, but you can pick up anything that you want, to be quite honest.
Yeah. I don't even know how to try to police that. That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyway, so good luck to everyone in the chat. I guess we should say hello to our friends in chat so we can go ahead and get the party started. Paradise Decay is in the house. What's up, PD? Looks like PD's linking Without Parole's channel. What's up? Hussein X, what's up? Spry Guy, what's up? Alex, how's it going, friend? Wolf Raza is here, as is Mepper. Mike Newton says that Train Mechanic Simulator is really bad. Well, those are the type of quality titles that we plan to highlight for you here today with the best of Viveport. So good call, Mike Newton. D-Rail wants to know if we're giving away the Room VR. Well, I'm not.
Mash
Hell no, bro.
Mash was telling me like a couple weeks ago, maybe it was a week ago, that he's got like maybe 10 or 20 more copies he's ready to give away. So
I secretly work for whoever did the Room VR, and no, I'm only kidding. I have no. Actually, I do have one key left for the Room VR.
What?
And I'm gonna give it away tonight. Oh, tonight.
Nice. All right. Oh yeah. By the way, guys, we're giving away games on games here for our birthday celebration, but the fun does not stop here, not by a long shot, because at 9:00 tonight, Q2C VR Gamer Live is going to go on the air, and not only are they going to give away a bunch of games, they're giving away a Quest 2 tonight live to someone who is in the chat. Must be in the chat to win. And on top of all of this goodness, Eric, you've got a pretty awesome announcement to share with everyone tonight as well, don't you?
We do, man. We have some amazing news, and it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to tell everybody. It's so exciting. I told Dee, and I think she peed her pants a little when I told her.
Oh, well, that's
she was so excited.
That's cool, yeah. Huh? I just linked the channel QTC VR Gamer in the chat. So click on there, subscribe, and then be there tonight. Like I said, even if you don't, it's one of the best shows of its kind. Probably is the best show of its kind. And they give away so many games every single week. And then, like Wes just said, you could get a Quest 2 tonight. So if you're not there, I question your soul. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Maybe you had to work. I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to cut it off to only people in chat. But I wanted to say, Wes, great freaking job on PSVR Without Parole yesterday, man.
Hell yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, everyone, all the well wishers in the chat. You know, it was a bit of a surreal experience for me hosting alongside Brian Paul on one of the channels that I've been following the longest. Literally been watching Without Parole since before I even had VR. So it was a bit of a surreal experience. So first of all, I'd like to apologize to the people that showed up in chat yesterday. I kind of paid attention to it what I could, but I was just my mind was so into the conversation that I was having with Brian that I probably didn't pay as much attention to the chat as I should have. But I did go back and watch the replay after, looked at the chat replay, and I did see who and all was there. And I appreciate everyone who showed up and wished me well in the chat yesterday. Thank you guys very much. And I'll try to do a better job next week. And as we go forward and I get more comfortable, I'll be able to interact with the chat a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah. You're starstruck, you know, you're like on the show, before you've been on the show, but now you are part of the show. And that's a big deal. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a big deal for me, man. Again, thanks to Brian for asking me to do it, man. Completely unexpected and blown away. Wish it was under better circumstances, obviously. As you know, I love AJ just like everyone else, but happy to be there, happy to be part of that team. Dude, you know, we've been doing this for 3 years. And, you know, before we went on the air, Eric asked me, did you guys really think that you'd still be around 3 years later? And yeah, I thought we would be around. What I did not expect, however, is the way that we're kind of just infiltrating the VR landscape. And I don't just mean us by, you know, Roots, Eric, and I mean our friends, our extended community. We're everywhere now. Everywhere you look inside this VR industry, we have friends. And that is really humbling. that is exciting. I'm so excited for what the next couple of years brings, not only to our community and our friends, but to the VR industry as a whole. We're coming into the golden age, guys, and we have front row seats to it. We're so fortunate and so blessed. And again, we couldn't do any of it if it weren't for all of our supporters out there. So thanks again.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're extremely lucky to be doing what we're doing, and it's not easy. It's hard work, but we're all blessed, man. We are.
I apologize, guys. I'm kind of in a behind the scenes conversation. GT, if you wouldn't mind checking your Twitter, please. And let's well, I guess we could start off with a giveaway, right, guys?
Yeah.
Well, let's do this because I don't know what the demographic is that we have present in chat right now. So I'm going to put a poll out there, and the question of the poll is going to be, which platform did we give away first? So the first giveaway, we've got keys from all three platforms. We're gonna do Moss at the end of the show. So that's not what I'm asking you all here. We have various keys though from various platforms, and we're gonna let the chat decide which one we go to first. West.
Did you see what Felipe he said? And I didn't even know this was the big news. He said the big news is now they have decided to bring me in as co-host, Felipe, and that is why D was so excited and in tears. And you know, I would have to say, Felipe, you nailed it, bro. Like that's the rumor I heard. I hope that's it. I can't wait to find out later tonight.
Well,
you never know.
Here's the cool thing, right? So we were just going to give away one copy of Moss. You know, we said that typically we like to reciprocate, do one in the chat, do one in the comments, but these are expensive games. This is a $40 game, and we are paying for this out of our funds. But we just had a key donation come in for Moss Book 2. So now we can give away one and one. We can give away one in the chat. We can give away one in the comments. And thank you, GT, for providing this key. It's awesome, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for being so awesome, GT, in the in this industry, right? It's like
Right?
I don't know, it's cool. We haven't been infiltrated too much with all the weirdness that flat gaming has, right, and all the channels out there, but it's coming.
Yeah.
You know who else likes to be infiltrated?
My
mom. Yeah, she does. And GT says, you know who else is easy? My mom. Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thanks GT, thanks PD, thanks to all the other letters that donated keys. I actually, right after we went off the air on Sunday, I got a donation of Steam keys, a cache of Steam keys to give away. 86 Steam keys from one person.
It's crazy.
I don't know if he wants me to shout him out personally, so I'm going to refrain for now. But thank you. You know who you are. I assume that you're watching. This is someone. Literally, this guy's like. I had no idea. This guy has been watching for years. Says he's a huge fan, and he just doesn't talk much. So, like, we've got silent admirers out there, guys, and completely took me by surprise. And I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And he wants to get in and like hang out with us and like play some multiplayer games. So how freaking cool is that, man? Anybody who wants to freaking play some VR with me, I'll do it anytime.
I always think of you, Eric, because that's how I met you, and like is a big fan of the show, and now I would consider you one of my best friends, and it's just weird how that all works, right? So maybe we'll be hanging out with this person, and they'll be our best friend in the future. Who knows?
How these things happen.
All right.
Yeah.
So as expected, 64% of people in the chat say that we should give away a quest key.
Oh, that's what I voted for.
So, what do you think, Eric? Think we should go new release first, or you think we should build up to that?
No, hit a home run right out of the gate. Go ahead.
All right. We can do that. One to the chat, one to the comments. We got enough to do that?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to give away a brand new release. Just hit the Oculus Quest store today, and we're going to play a little game called Name That Game. And the first person in the chat to name this game will win a copy of this game. And we already gave you your first clue. It released today on the Oculus Quest store.
App Lab.
App Lab on App Lab. Oh, this is not an official release.
Far, and don't get me started because I
crazy.
was gonna go. If you want to get me started, I'll go nuts on this. So after the winners are done, but I'll lose it on this one if you want, or I'll just refrain. I'll just refrain and keep my mouth shut. But
Paradise Decay did a awesome video on this game very, very recently. There's another clue for you.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. This game the first part of this game already went to App Lab. It's already proven itself and made it out of App Lab and made it to the Quest store. Why in the world would the second part of it, the sequel, still go to App Lab? What process does this have to be? This is basically the same game. It's just a different genre. It's just a different area or time period that you're in. It's the same game, Oculus, Meta, whatever. Why is the App Lab experience so broken? Who is running this? Who is running the App Lab experience at Meta? Because they don't know anything about virtual reality, if that's the case, because they don't know what they're doing. If a game like Marineverse goes to the Quest store and a game like this goes to App Lab, there's freaking problems.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. All right.
And like you said, it's the same game, but better, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I disagree. Garbage of the skies.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't love garbage of the sea?
Well, it just shows you that
so
there's more to what their selection is. But, well, I guess we keep
All right. So Mike Newton was the first to kind of respond with the correct answer. He said warplanes. Do we accept that, or do they have to have the full title?
I think he can accept it. It's close enough. He knew what it was, that it was App Lab.
All right. Congratulations, Mike Newton. You have won a copy of Warplanes Battles Over Pacific for Oculus Quest. And hit me up on the Discord after the show, and we will get you your key. And for those of you who played but didn't win, or maybe you're catching this on replay, all you have to do to be entered to win a copy of this game for yourself is leave a comment down below that says Warplanes. Make sure you're subscribed. Next week we will draw winners, and someone else will get a copy of Warplanes Battles Over Pacific. I haven't had a chance to play this one yet, but apparently it's pretty solid, right?
Yeah, I've heard great things. I haven't played it yet either. We got keys for it, but we haven't had a chance to play it.
Gamertag says he thinks it has to do with updates, and that they choose not to. They're choosing not, maybe at this point, to not go to because I guess once you go into official release, right, you can't update for so long. There's a delay. There's got to be something. Maybe there's more to it than we know. I don't know.
I hope so. I hope that's the case, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Again, but why are games like To the Top still in App Lab?
Right.
To the Top is a proven game on Steam. It's a classic. I mean, people love To the Top, and why that game is stuck in purgatory on App Lab, I don't get it.
Yeah, To the Top's one of the best VR games of all time.
Am I right in saying that what's the Windlands 1? Is that stuck in App Lab still?
I believe so, yeah.
Another proven classic game that, it's not like this game was made, yesterday and it needs to prove itself to get on the Quest store. This is one of the best games out there in Windlands, and it's stuck in App Lab purgatory.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I mean, it makes sense in a sense, but it doesn't make any business sense. If you're trying to make money for the developers, it makes no sense. So,
yeah. So Kentucky RC Crawler says, I got to get back to work now. You guys have a good stream. Good luck to everybody. Thank you, Gene, and thanks for hanging out. Gene, another guy that I work with, he just picked up an Oculus Quest 2. So,
dude, you're gonna convert the whole freaking plant, man.
He's working on it, one coworker at a time.
I can't take credit for this one, honestly. anybody in our community is responsible for Gene getting in, it's probably Chris Guido,
Mm.
7335. He talks to Gene a lot more than I do. Gene's on a different shift from me, but Gene has been like a phasmophobia enthusiast for some time. He's just been playing it flat, and now he's got a headset. He's able to actually experience it in a completely different way.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Well, by I guess just being connected, you got Chris into it, right? And then he got Gene into it.
Right.
So
Dude,
that's how it works.
Chris has the bug, man. It has bitten him like crazy. I've been talking to him. He messaged me, and he's become a part of the Q2C community now too. And you can just tell when somebody gets it and they get the bug and they get bit like we do. He's just into it, dude. It's awesome.
Gamer Tags says he's not sure how it affects sales of the same game if it goes official later on. Well, I'll tell you how I know one way it affects it. Until it goes official, nobody's gonna fucking see it, and it won't get bought because you got to put the thing in by the actual title, by the whole thing, right? That's you can't just put Warplanes in there and both of them pop up, or just the one, right? You get Warplanes. Right. You got to type in the whole. Probably forget the colon. Like that's so weird.
Yeah, I didn't even check. I actually just typed the whole title in to find it, but I assume you've got to type in Warplanes battle over the Pacific or something like that. What are you I assume you're gonna have to type it exactly, right? I'll check in real time right now and see how I can see if I can get it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like now somebody's already disinterested. They try to spell it up and they're like, fuck this, man. Nope. I'm done. No, I'm done.
They noped out.
Then they get a warning and it says, ooh, this may or may not mess your quest up. Or is that just for the side quest? I can't remember. I think it's warned you on App Lab games, right?
It's anything. Yeah, it's anything that goes into your I forget what the folder's called. There's a specific folder for these third-party apps, unsupported or whatever. You get that warning that like maybe your quest is going to self-destruct if you install it. So you better watch out. You know.
And people will say, and I guarantee I can hear it out there. Well, that's not, no one's going to take that seriously. I've seen in the Q2C forums all the time, people will post on there, hey, am I going to mess up my quest if I get this game from App Lab? And like, no, it's okay. But there's people that will see that and they won't even ask. They'll just say, no, I'm just not doing it. It's warning me not to do it. And that's just stupid.
This is how bad this is. Okay. If you go to do this game, what do you think the title of this game is without looking? You would say it's Warplanes Battle over the Pacific.
Right.
Battles.
If you type in, battle. Even if you say battles, if you type in Warplanes Battles over the Pacific, you're not going to find the game. You have to take the out because there's no the in the title. It's Warplanes Battles over Pacific. And if you put the in there, you're not going to be able to find this game. I just looked. It's not there. But I take the out and it shows up as an App Lab game on the bottom. That's a problem. This is a great company that makes great games and nobody is going to be able to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's maddening. And imagine, as frustrated as we get about this as gamers and as content creators, imagine if you're the dev. Just imagine if you're the dev and this is supposed to be some great blessing. Oh, Oculus has accepted me for their App Lab. Oh, how awesome. Maybe 10% of the people that look for my game are actually going to be able to find it.
Right. Yeah. It's a big problem.
Onakazi says, why can't the Quest store be like the sea of crap the Ghost store was? Onakazi, can we just have a happy medium? I'm not asking to be Steam. I'm not saying you have to let every title into the Quest store. But come on, let's use our common sense on some of these games. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Why do you put some of these games that we all know are not great games and then they put in, stuff that's not good?
Right. And we're talking about, like you said, Warplanes. This is a sequel. The first one made it off of App Lab and went in there. And it may be like GT said, it might have been their choice. Maybe they've got an agreement to do App Lab for a while and then move to the Quest store. If that's the case, then fine. That's the way they want to do it. But for the most part, if you're on the App Lab store, you might as well not be. No one's going to find your game.
Yeah.
So GT says just type in warplanes. So I did that. GT.
I don't see it.
I typed in warplanes. The first one, World War I fighters, does come up, and then about I don't know, about 50 other titles come up, maybe more, probably more than 50 titles here.
It's more.
Yeah, but then warplanes, battles over Pacific, not listed. The App Lab thing that you would typically find at the bottom, not there. So that does not work. You can't type in warplanes and find this game.
It's even worse that way because it gave you all those other results. Most people are going to assume that the search engine looked and it wasn't there. It doesn't exist, right? Because it doesn't exist unless you put the exact name. Because it had other things pop up like that, people are just going to assume it's not there. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, it just needs to be easier. It just needs to be why can't you do the search engine? Just do the search engine for App Lab just like you do the regular Quest store. That's all. Wow. That's all. Guys, you already have the engine in place.
They just don't.
Our friends are amazing, guys. Our friends are amazing. So we're going to give away an impromptu Steam game here. This is not one of the ones that we have. In fact, this could be anything, any game on your wish list. So all of you people out there who have been wish listing games with us every week, every Sunday, we ask people to come along with us and wish list a game. Paradise Decay is going to buy someone something from their wish list, and the first person in chat to put their Steam handle, Paradise Decay is going to buy you something on your wish list. So those of you who have been wish listing something with us every week, you're in a pretty good position here. You might want to get your Steam name in the chat immediately. Thank you, PD. That's awesome.
Hell yeah, that's freaking amazing, dude.
So Mepper says Mepper. So if that's true, Mepper, if that's your Steam name, then congratulations. You just won something on your wish list. So unless Bluebell's Steam name is Awesome GT, which it could be.
That would be a good name. I would love to have that name. It's probably already taken.
Hell yeah.
So, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is about App Lab, but they need to fix it because it's just a nightmare.
GT was too funny.
Yeah, GT said he had wish listed a Steam Deck. So there you go.
There you go.
PD, let's go.
Yeah, man. Good luck getting one of those, right? Anyway, lots of show to get to here. So why don't we do a round of best of Viveport, and then we'll stop again and give away some more cool stuff. And Roots, I think you said Eric was up first with his. So this is the best of Viveport, guys. We scoured the Viveport library for some hidden gems, games that you might not have heard of that you might want to give a look. And each of us have picked 3 that we thought personally looked outstanding. And we're about to share those titles with you right now. Well, Eric, what's the first title that you found on Viveport that looks incredible?
The first title I found, I can't remember.
I pulled it. I pulled it up. It's the Body Awesome.
Oh yeah, Body Awesome. This was a great looking game, man.
So Body Awesome. I'm going to bring this up here and see what the description says about it.
It's like an adventure inside the human body, and it just looked. I guess you say it looked like a hidden gem. I love the gems that you get to literally find in the game, which have nothing to do with the human body. But I guess we'll let Wes talk about what it says on there.
The description reads, "Just how similar are we to pigs? Find out how much we have in common with these stinky swine through comparative anatomy. Dissect a pig with award-winning science teacher Wendy Martin and learn about our common parts and systems. Imagine an interactive Mr. Potato Head, and you'd be close to knowing how to navigate our brain game. This larger-than-life human head allows you to pick the brain parts and piece them together inside a human skull to see how they form our most complex system. What do a modern bird and a prehistoric dinosaur have in common? Join us at the Science Museum of Minnesota to find out. Put your understanding of evolution to the test as you examine fossils and skeletons, searching for similarities. So, who knew that you could get this kind of education just through Viveport? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like this part of it is probably the best part, even though it's I guess it must be an older game, right? Somewhat older. I don't know. Looks like that video is kind of old.
Yeah. I just love the tagline. Do you want to know how compare the human body to a pig?
Well, and like Ape says, it depends on the person how much they have in common with pigs. Yeah, there are a lot of pig-like people out there. That is for sure.
That is true. That is true.
You know who else is? Who else is very pig-like?
My mom.
Oh yeah,
She's busy today.
visceral.
Yeah.
Damn, our awesome community just keeps on going. Looks like Mr. Tasselhoff is about to give away your choice of either a Mr. Tass Golf Club or a Mr. Tass Quick Aim.
Ooh.
For those of you in the chat who play Quest and either play the mini golf games or the shooter games. Both very very useful in many applications. These are both items that I personally use and can vouch for as being solid. Okay, so well, how about this? The first person in the chat to list a game that either of these are would be useful in will win that that accessory. So if you name a golf game on Quest, you'll win the golf club. If you name a Quest shooter game, you'll win the quick aim. But the first person that does that will win the subsequent accessory.
That's awesome. Thanks, Tass.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, I was just looking at my thing at how my order's not as in order as I thought it was. So glad I noticed it.
Yeah, I was. I'm going to kind of peek at your list every now and then, so I know where we're going here. But it's close enough.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move a couple things around here.
Blue Bell coming through with Walk About Mini Golf. So I think that was the first one. Let me double check. Yep.
Yeah, just going to remind everybody that you just got to remember that everybody's chat's going to come up differently. So you have to go by what Wes sees and not what you see. So if you see that your answer may have come up first, it always goes by where Wes's is, because everybody's chat is going to pop up in a different order. So
thank you, Eric. I forgot to mention that, and that always leads to problems. So thank you for saving me there.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
my chat, my live chat is the official the official decider. It's the decider. It decides who wins. Task coming through with a $5 donation says, "Congrats on the birthday." Thank you, sir. Thank you for being such an awesome community member. We appreciate you very much.
Hell yeah.
All right. So we gave away warplanes to Mike Newton, and then we gave away what PD gave away a wish list title to Mepper. Just making sure I keep up with all this stuff, man. You don't want to have to go back and watch the replay. And now Bluebell wins a golf club.
So Wolveraza says, I do not understand why people keep saying that App Lab games cannot be found. There are multiple sites that link you to them and give you a list of all of them. What about the person that just goes in there and types in the title into the search engine because they don't know about all those sites and they're just a random person that wants to find a game? Those are the people we're talking about. If you know about all those sites, that's great. You have the inside scoop. Most people don't. And that's what we're talking about.
Look, and I'm not saying that App Lab is bad. I'm just saying the way they have it set up needs to be better. That's all. I think App Lab is great. It gives them a chance to be somewhere besides SideQuest, which is great. I am okay with that. I love App Lab. Just make the search engine better. That's all I'm asking, guys. So, I mean, I understand everybody wants to defend App Lab, but trust me, this is not right. It's wrong. It's broken. And I think the only reason it works for GT, because I just checked it again on Warplanes, is he probably got it. He has it already. I'm sure he's got it downloaded on his his app. That's why it probably pops up. But if you don't own it or ever have it download, you're not finding it because I tried Warplanes again and I scrolled forever all the way to the end and it's just not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be better. That's for sure. It makes you wonder why it's not, but you know, it could just. I mean, it isn't necessarily malevolent. You know, it could just be malfeasance. Like maybe they just, you know, a lot of stuff with the Quest platform starts off rough, and it takes time for them to you know, make uh, improvements. And this could just be one of those cases where it's just not good yet, and eventually they'll get around to making it better. I mean, the chat, or not the chat, but the video capture tools on Oculus Quest are pretty bad right now, and they're just now getting around all these years later. They're about to update that stuff, but it's taking them what, for 2 years to do anything about that. So sometimes they're just a little bit behind the eight ball with regards to certain things.
Yeah, absolutely. Tass says, thanks again, guys. Got to run. Got to get the little one. Hopefully see you on QTC show tonight. Before you go, Tass, thanks for the $5 donation and the congratulations on the birthday, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Taz. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, Dark Angel. Dark Angel is in the house, as is the Sept. What's up? Thanks for stopping by to celebrate with us. Awesome. Yep. Good friends. Good times. Let's move on to my first title from Viveport, the best of Viveport. I saw this gem and I knew I just had to share it with the world. This is a game called Jump and Jump. And in case you're wondering what you do in Jump and Jump, well, you jump and jump. Description: Jump and Jump VR is Jump and Jump VR is one of the contents of sports and health theme series. It is necessary to accurately control the squat amplitude and bounce speed to ensure accurate landing at the next target point. Complete the warm up within 10 meters. Feel the pores open within 100 meters. Sweat dripping 300 meters away. More than 1,000 meters? That is Super God. Challenge quickly. With the increase of distance, the weight of speed will increase appropriately. Come on. What's new? More cubes are in the game. Adjusted the calorie burning algorithm. Adjusted the weight of takeoff speed. Adjustment of some physical parameters. User reviews? No, there's no user reviews. Jump and Jump, guys. This looks amazing. This is a type of stuff that we've been saying for years that VR needs to get new people into VR. You want people to stop playing Call of Duty? Give us more stuff like Jump and Jump.
You know what's funny? You say that, Wes, because it's not Call of Duty, but like last night I was getting ready to do this, pulling all these things out, and I saw this, and I was so glad I didn't, because this is the conundrum I thought of this whole scenario. What if I saw this before I went into Moss Book 2?
Right.
And I got to talk about Moss Book 2. I would have wasted all my time in Jump and Jump, and I would have totally negated the game I needed to play. So I was really glad I had already played it, Moss, before.
Is this the game?
This is it.
This is the whole thing?
Well,
this is what you see inside the headset?
Well, you could think about all the cubes, the different cubes, Eric.
That's true. I love that you look like you're a chess piece. The animation's so good.
And the draw distance, guys. Look at that draw distance,
I know,
man.
Right?
Yeah, Alien Kara says they'll jump and jump past this one. It may be a good choice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what just occurred to me, guys? Because Wolveraza says, what the hell is the control system? And I have no idea what the control system is. Maybe in the future, next time we do one of these, instead of having 3 each, we do 1 each.
And play them all.
We merge it with real-time review. So we go in real time and play them for the people so that they can see exactly what they're getting with their Viveport Infinity subscription.
I think that's a good idea. Because everybody, I mean, think about it. I would love to see somebody play this game. GT, if you're looking for suggestions on the next game to play, here you go. The live stream right there.
I mean, they're talking about sweating, so you must have to physically jump, right?
Well,
Otherwise, if you're just using your your joysticks or your move sticks,
it is 2022, man. People sweat just by
that's
just
true.
bending a little bit, right? Because they're just not healthy. So
It could be one of these deals where you just kind of throw your hands up in the air and it jumps for you. I've been in a few games that do that.
oh, it kind of looks like that with the he's doing something with his hands.
Hmm. Like a
Look at
sprint
it,
vector
flipping
kind of thing
too.
where you just move your hands to.
Well, think about how much energy this probably take. I mean, this probably burns a little bit of energy doing this.
I don't know. You know who you can ask?
My mom. No, shit. It's a completely different hand movement.
That's
I'm just
true.
gonna leave that there.
VR Spry Guy coming through with a Steam key for Battle Ion, and there's some more of the new math in there. So good luck, people trying to figure out what that means.
DLG27 says Viveport Infinity starting tomorrow, free month to current and new subscribers who follow instructions and hook up link to the quest. So that's
Nice.
good to know.
Yeah.
Free month of Viveport Infinity. All of our new VR users out there, jump on that shit if you've got a computer. We're making fun of Viveport right now, but the truth of the matter is that it's the best deal in VR, and it's not even close. There's so many great games on there to play. I mean, we could do a 14-hour marathon just covering all the good games on Viveport.
I actually had to search through that list a long time to find, because if we're being honest, it was like 5-1 good games to these games. There's just that many good games, and they're all, I mean, they just keep getting bigger and bigger titles. So it is definitely really a amazing deal.
Yeah.
And who knew? Oh, never mind. I was about to make a shitty joke, but it's too shitty. Let's move on, Roots. What's your first choice for the best of Viveport?
It was really hard looking at all these, but my first choice was Stack Squatch, and Stack Squatch, and you look at this and you might think it looks basic, but man, this is all about stacking. Man, you stack everything, and I'm not just talking like barnyard animals like that stuff out there. Dice. I mean, it looks like they've got a good selection of things. And if you get bored with stacking inside your house, just fucking stack outside your house. You can go all the way up as far as you want to go. And this thing is relaxing, they say. So, and it's got jokes. That was the biggest thing. That was my seller. I said, man, this thing's going to be telling me jokes or being funny at the same time. I'm all about it.
This is a cozy VR action puzzle game about balancing towering stacks to meet cute cryptids on colorful floating islands. Will you overcome gravity itself to reach new heights and perspectives? Will you find the mythical Stack Squatch and recover the wayward islands? Explore across locations, seasons, and sizes to build the best stacks. Chat with cryptids you find, all with unique dialogue, hopes, and dreams. Sit down or run around, whatever your space allows. Enjoy accessible, intuitive gameplay without violence. That's the important thing there. No violence in this. Sit back and stack with the Dog Detective. VR Martin says that this is such a fun game. It's an original game type with great difficulty. And then they quote a couple other guys here that I don't recognize. So no reviews on that, but apparently at least some people say that this is actually good, Roots.
Well, I'll tell you what, when we do this, we do run into like something we laugh at, and then we tried it and we're like, this was actually pretty fun, man. And this may be one of them. You never know, but I don't know. It looks like the production value's there. So, I mean, that's always good, right?
Nice. Mepper getting a copy of Outlier from PD off of his wish list there. Thank you again, PD, for that. That's a banger, man. I'll look forward to seeing what you think about that game, Mepper. There's a good example of a game. Like I said, you throw your hands up and you jump, right? I guess you have to grab. You have to use the grip to kind of throw yourself around. But maybe jump and jump uses something like that.
Yeah, but how much energy would that? I mean, if they say it tracks your calories or tracks your, I mean, what are you tracking? I'm just doing this. Like, I guess it's burning something.
I mean, the amount you got to do it in Outlier, it can get you worked up, man, for sure.
Okay.
I love Outlier. Wish I had time to get back into that one, but man. There's been an avalanche of games that came out since then. How are we possibly going to pick a game of the month next week, guys? It's going to be impossible. We're going to have to lean on polls, right?
Right. There's so many games out there. Absolutely.
Thank God one of them
Which
didn't
we
drop
should,
today. That was
if
coming.
we have time to play them this week, we should have most of the good ones in our library. I mean, now we've got Cosmonius High. We should have a key for Tale of Inaugural anytime. Really, the only one left that comes to mind that we would need to get our hands on is Knock. We still haven't played Knock. Besides that, I mean, we're in pretty good shape as long as we can find time to play them all. I guess that's kind of the trick, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
And how are you going to fit this one in there? Stack Squatch. Slide that in there somewhere.
Where's the Squatch? Where's the Squatch?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's Sasquatch. All I know is when I looked up Stack Squatch and tried to find a video, I came up with a bunch of Sasquatch videos, and it pissed me off.
I've yet to see a Squatch in this trailer. Sasquatch anywhere.
Yeah. Well, you know.
All right. So that's our first round of the best of Viveport. Why don't we give away another Steam game? Since we didn't really give one away yet. PD gave away one, and people have been giving them away in chat. GT and Spry Guy. Let's see here. Let's see what we've got for Steam. We have a lot of Steam keys to give away, to be quite honest.
Oprah's excited.
Oh, there she is.
She came. She was kind of pissed that she didn't get to make an appearance in that first giveaway, but it was in the scene that there's nowhere to put her. So sorry, Oprah.
Yeah. And I think we're going to have to play Knock, guys, because everybody's saying it's like could be game of the year. So we have to play Knock.
We do.
Next Wednesday.
Well, I told you guys that like when it first came out, that there's such a love for Rocket League that if they do it right, people are going to love it.
Yeah.
And apparently they did do it right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Wolver also wants to know if the Knock pairing system's fixed. Apparently there's a problem with the grouping up. And that would make sense, because who was it that was saying that they were having problems Radio Run finding a group in the first few days or something, which makes no sense, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't heard anything about that. All I keep hearing about Knock is great things. People love that game.
Yeah. And it's so cheap. $10, man. Thank you, GT.
Yeah, really. Otherwise, we'd be paying $25.99 for that game.
Yeah, we probably would be having a different conversation, just because of the way people are.
It's funny how a price point can make a game different, right? Like you have a certain expectation about the price and what the game is. A game can be great if it's the right price, but if it's the wrong price, a game can go from great to bad.
It's not just games, hardware, headsets. Yeah. We talk about it all the time, right? A headset that's way overpriced becomes a piece of crap. Doesn't matter how good it is. So.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure we pick out a good game here. We could go. Let's see. Looking at Steam.
Oh, there's another game. PD just dropped in the chat with the Shore VR.
You rock, dude. He's dropping. Yeah, he's dropping good ones, man. And I think that's fixed now too. I think they fixed a lot of their issues in Shore, man. I got to check back on that one again too.
All right, so here I've got a good one. Well, yeah. Especially if you're into horror games, like if The Shore is something that would interest you, the game that we're about to give away for Steam certainly would interest you. So again, we're going to give away one in the chat and one to someone in the comments after the fact. So if you do not win this game, just be sure that you type the game in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll give another copy away next week. First one to name the game in the chat wins it. This is for a Steam copy, but you know what? I've got one, I think, that is...
I'm getting ready.
Rift. Yeah. So if you'd rather have it on Oculus Rift, I do have one copy of this on Oculus Rift. But Steam or Rift, your choice. First of all, it's a horror game.
Ooh.
I'll say that. I'll say that it came out last year, late last year, and let's see what else. This is from a company that's well known for making VR horror games. I will say that it's one of the best, if not the best, horror game that came out last year. Yeah, I'd say it's the best
I
horror
think I
game
know.
that came out last year.
Hmm.
I think I know.
Yeah, available on Rift Store and actually it's available on all platforms. As a matter of fact,
Does it begin with a? No, I won't say it.
no, we won't do that yet. It is based. Here we go. This one will get it. It is based on a movie franchise.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
It's from our friends in Poland.
Good guesses though for Mind Jive and Wolveraza with Wraith, but that's not it.
Dan Sullivan, Resident Evil 4 is not on Steam or Rift.
Nope.
Mark Caldwell,
Mark Caldwell,
congratulations. Mark Caldwell got it. It was Blair Witch VR.
Which is actually
I love this game, guys.
very easy guess. If you know what Wes has said about that game and how much he loved it, as soon as he said what probably the best horror game, and that's exactly what Mash knew it too at that point, right? Just because you raved about this thing.
And the developer too is such a good developer for horror games.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just such a good story too. All around, it's just such a good game.
Well, congratulations, Mark. Thank you to our friends at Bloober Team for providing these giveaway keys. We very much appreciate it. If you would like to win a copy of Blair Witch, all you have to do is leave a comment that says Blair Witch and make sure you're subscribed. And next week we will draw another winner. Amazing game. So congratulations, Mark. This one's gonna blow your mind, dude. It's a mind trip, to say the least.
PD wants to know if the answer was VR Kanjo.
That's so scary.
No,
For
but
sure.
subsequently, I heard that VR Banjo would be the next update to Unplugged.
Oh, that would be cool.
That's a joke. But did you guys see the newest update? Air Triangle. Ding a ding a ding a ding a ding.
Now that's a joke, right?
Who doesn't want more cowbell, right?
I don't think it is, man.
I think that was. I really think they screwed up, and that was supposed to come out tomorrow. I think it was supposed to be an April Fool's joke. It has to be.
Has to be, right? Well, it came to my email in a press release from Vertigo Games.
Mine too.
So if it's a joke, it's an elaborate one, and they're going to great lengths to pass it off.
I don't know that would be a good joke for them to play. You know what I mean?
But did you see the footage of it? The gameplay? There's no way that can be real.
We're living in topsy-turvy world, bro. Everything I see that isn't supposed to be real, that's real, blows me away.
Bluebell says, I'll wait for Warplanes. Well, just so you know, Bluebell, you can win a game in chat and still enter for Warplanes in the comments. We already gave away the Warplanes to the chat. But anyone who wins in chat can still enter in the comments after the show. That's perfectly fine.
Yep. And I am going to give away a key to that tonight too. So if you want a shot at Warplanes Battles over Pacific tonight, you get another shot.
Wolveraza says he still needs Unplugged. Wolveraza, I don't think you do, but I think I think you need it, and I respect that. But I just
the way Wolveraza goes on about controls, I don't think Unplugged is the game for you, bro. It's a little bit. I'm not saying that it's not amazing what they do with the hand tracking, but it's not perfect by any stretch.
It's one of those things that I can see the potential down the road. And it gets me excited for the fifth generation of something like that. And maybe they've just, what would be cool, man? They just little rings. You just put a little ring on each finger for and that's what gives you your vibration or you know what I mean? There's good haptics. It's going to happen, but I don't think right now is the time to, that technology is just too new.
Agree.
Let's see here. Give me just a second, guys. I want to do something.
No,
Let me try something here.
he has a good point though. I guess he says he wants to try out the task accessory. That might make a difference. So let us know how it works. I know my task accessory experiences have been phenomenal. I mean, it's changed my shooting night and day as far as Pop One and other shooters. So
Got my
Agreed.
keys color coded. I forget what the colors mean. That's not good.
It's not easy keeping all these keys straight, man.
yeah,
Nope. You could hire somebody just to do this.
Oh, I know.
Right.
hire
That's what
somebody
we can
just
do.
to do the wheel.
D, where's D?
Yeah, where's D?
I think D popped in. I think she said she's on her lunch break. She's got 55 minutes, so we got to hurry.
That was 5 minutes ago. Now we got 50.
Oh, D.
Enjoy your flashing Oprah, D. We know that's what you were jonesing for.
We've sent half the chat into an epileptic fit already.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one said anything yet.
I know. Ooh, that
There's
is
a
cryptic.
keeper slot. There's a keeper ever slot floating around in the chat. Yeah, give the clue away so someone can win that.
Ooh, Everslot is such a good game, dude.
Yeah, definite good pickup for sure.
Oh yeah.
PD says that in 2 hours, the UK is going to be experiencing all the stupid April Fool's jokes.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
I don't take anything seriously on April Fools. You know what I mean? And I'm also not running around trying to trick people. So,
Right. So Everslot, an awesome game, still in early access, but being iterated upon frequently, growing quickly, and one of the best gameplay loops of any game that came out last year. Lots of cool things in the very near future coming to this game. Um, perhaps some expansion to other platforms. Yeah, and a big thanks to MobX for providing the giveaway key. We very much appreciate your support.
absolutely.
Awesome dudes over there.
Oh yeah, super.
Aileen Kara says
Like-
seizures tend to not allow people to chat. Yeah, for all I know, we could have. I mean, that could have happened 1,000 times by now, and we would never know because they can't chat. We're
True.
sorry.
It's true. Anyway, let's do another round of the best of Viveport. Let me see here. Eric, do you know what your next title on the list is, or should I roll into it for you?
Is it the Dodo one?
Yep.
It
It's
is
Dodo Adventures. I love this game. One of my favorites.
Get the description up here, and I'll share with you just how magical this experience actually is.
It's time to escape, it says. So there's time travel involved in this thing.
There is that. I did see that, and I was like, oh, that does look kind of cool, actually. The time travel.
I saw one game I almost
Adventures.
picked where you got the guy used his arms to fly. And I almost picked it, and then I thought, that seems a little weird.
Yeah, that one seems weird.
Yes.
Your holiday destination this year is Hamari Island. This non-violent, very important, guys, this non-violent VR adventure will give you a much needed break from the reality. You can choose to explore a tropical island or field tasks to further the story. Dodo Adventures aims to bring awareness to the human impact on the planet Earth and bring compassion towards extinct animal species, because if extinct animals need anything, it is compassion. In the game, you need to collect items and explore surroundings. You'll start in an office as a human being when things suddenly go wrong and an unknown person calls you. After you try to answer the call, a portal of another world activates, and you will be taken 400 years back to the time when things existed in their natural surroundings. Explore the island by realizing who you are, collecting items, meeting a dodo, and affecting to the natural day and night cycle. In the end, you need to figure out how to get back to the office. You'll figure out whether it will be a dream, a story, or a meditation trip to the past. Enjoy some music, look and listen, feel your touch, breathe deeply. You know who loves to feel their own touch and breathe deeply, Roots?
My mom.
I was just thinking that, man. I heard that rumor, and it's
She
probably true.
does.
She does. She does.
You know how you know when you've got a real quality PCVR title? When someone is using the Gen 1 Acer WMR headset
Ooh,
to
showed off.
to show off this awesome new game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I love this. Probably has some of the best looking hands. I bet it's like Half-Life Alex hands. I don't know how these guys did it.
Yeah. No, I do. Remember the Jerry Rice Award? Thank God
Oh
this
my
thing wasn't in the mix. That's what it
Oh
ran
my
away
God,
from it.
look at these things, dude. They're like
Thing just spit an
claymation.
egg out.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
This looks tranquil to me, guys. I don't know what you're laughing about. This looks very peaceful and important. Very importantly, non-violent game.
yes, and
Again,
it makes me wonder what
choice.
the music is like, right? They want you to chill the music. Do you get to bring your own music, or they have
Ooh.
some serene music? Is my question, right? Because I guarantee if Wes brings in his own music, I mean, for him it'd be definitely relaxing, but it's not going to be a serene. It's going to be some hardcore stuff, right? And then you're just chilling in there. So
There was a 17th century tibia there. Very rare bone.
yeah, Wolveraza says, "Are you trying to save them from going extinct?" That's a good point, man. Like, and I'd love to. My curiosity, I guess, and when you went to get that egg, it didn't even really flinch, and that was the problem with the dodo bird, right? They just didn't know what a predator was, and they just let them come club you over the head, and you're dead, and then got dinner.
Yeah.
Well, they understand the eggs are delicious, son.
That's right. Good protein.
Anyway, this is a gem available to you on Viveport right now. So if you haven't got this one downloaded in your library yet, obviously you're already downloading it. But in case you haven't, now's the time.
Yeah.
So good.
My second title is a title that looked pretty awesome, to be quite honest. This is a title called Space Fighter from a company called Nibiru VR. Now, this one I don't think is an Infinity title. You have to pay for this one, but it's such a great deal at 99 cents. I didn't feel like we should pass this one up.
No. Well, you feel like it's free at 99 cents. It might as well be free, right?
It
should
looks
be
pretty
free,
good
right?
though, right?
That's kind of the good thing. If you don't want to pay for the monthly subscription for Infinity, you don't have to with a game like this, 99 cents. And you could be checking out Space Fighter. What does the description of Space Fighter say? Well, it reads something like this. In the distant interstellar space, the devil of outer territory steals the cosmic force crystal, which leads to the collapse of the cosmic structure. When the universe is collapsing, the brave space warrior takes back the crystal from the devil and tries to get out of the devil's star. In the game, players play as the space warrior to walk through the science and technology city, Stones Valley, and Space Channel. By shifting viewpoint to change moving direction, players can avoid obstacles along the way. Click to shoot the technology box ahead into pieces so that players can get amazing game props as rewards, making them keep going forward. Let's go ahead and fight the devil till the end. The latest functions of this game: 1. Do your best to fight. Gather the props, beat the enemy, kill the monster, letting every second is full of surprises. Optimize the attack mode of the artillery, and 3rd, optimize the collision test. So as you can tell, guys, VR Gold here. How do more people not know about Space Fighter?
I don't know. See, this is the thing, and I kind of approach this from my a couple of my tiles, and I see it the same thing in this. There's a lot of people out there that maybe they want to play Elite Dangerous, but they don't have the money to play it, right? Well, here you go, 99 cents. You're getting pretty much the spry guys out there. The same game. This is the same game as Elite Dangerous. You're getting it for 99 cents. There's almost no discernible difference between the two, gameplay wise. And what a gem. So I say you guys run out and pick this up, 99 cents, and make these developers happy, right? because this is going to fill their bank up quick if everybody runs out and gets it.
It looks like they put more in time and effort into the description on Viveport Infinity than they put into the game.
Well, that could have been after fact,
That's true.
aftermath.
But
yeah,
geez, that was a hell of a description, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it sold me.
Sim says, "Hell yeah, who doesn't want to shoot up technology boxes?" Ooh.
Nothing quite like it.
Well, I just want to fight the devil. In his star, where he lives in the star up there.
And you take the gem and run. Yeah, that's where I perked up. Like, I get to fight the devil. I haven't seen him yet. It doesn't look like the devil yet, but that sounds good.
Give me just a second here.
Oh man!
And before we go any further, I think I might drop another key in the chat here.
Roots, how have we not done this before? If this has co-op, this could be the game of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my thing. Is like this. I mean, $2 if we both get it, right?
Right. I mean, look at the animations. Actually, that does look pretty good right there with that battleship.
Some of these, was better off. You know what I mean? Like better off as far as how it looked, and this is one of them, right?
The movement looks all like weird. It's all stiff. You know what I mean? It's like it's like it's snap turn in space.
It's Space Fighter, bro.
I've never seen a snap turn on a starship.
Well, you don't want people to get sick, right?
Well, yeah. Ooh, that's a quest key right there.
That is a quest key. That is correct.
Brain nurse?
How'd you know?
I can see everybody's jumping at that one.
What is it?
Zero Caliber Reloaded for Oculus Quest. And here comes the clue. What's up, Brian? Thanks for stopping by. Yells and swipes to you as well.
Hell yeah. What's up, Brian?
Remember when I was a wizard game cat? And that guy didn't believe that I was a wizard game cat? That was cool.
Remember when you came on the show with a big black eye?
There's the clue for the two question marks, the two blanks in the key there for Zero Caliber Reloaded.
Nice. What a great game.
This is a gem.
Reloaded.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about this.
Well, yeah. But Zero Caliber Reloaded is really good.
Zero Caliber Reloaded, let's be honest, it's no space fighter, but it's solid.
Yeah. And it's got co-op. That's why I think that's what this is missing, Eric.
Yeah,
if it had co-op, I would have already spent the 99 cents. But until I think I'm probably going to hold off until they solidify they've got co-op coming.
I agree. We'll wait for co-op multiplayer, and then we'll game of the year.
Yeah. That's a cool thing about Zero Caliber Reloaded on Quest. It's actually better than the PC version. Now, obviously, the PC version does have a bit of an advantage from a graphical standpoint, but the user interface and the matchmaking on the Quest version is way superior to the PC version. And just the kind of moving through the campaign, it seems to run a lot smoother on the Quest as well.
Yeah,
it's a solid title and a great co-op shooter.
You know what gives it like the seal of approval? It's one of Overoz's favorite shooter games.
Right.
And that dude knows shooters, and if he's happy with the way that thing controls and the guns in that game, it's good. So
yeah, very true.
Yeah, it's well done. They did a good job on the Quest port.
App J says that someone got it, so congratulations to whoever picked that one up. You got a good game on your hands there. Anyway, Roots, why don't you tell us about your next pick from the best of Viveport?
My next pick, again, was along the same line that I was just saying about Elite Dangerous. Everybody loves Beat Saber. Even Mash, even though Mash trashes it. Deep down, he loves it. But not everybody wants that price tag, right? Well, don't worry. If you love Beat Saber, but you can't afford it, Viveport Infinity, you can get Move It Up. And this is This is Beat
Ooh.
Saber, but this actually looks like it's good. Like this is going to give Beat Saber a run for its money.
Whoa. She's putting gloves
we
on, bro.
We can say that at least they went through the trouble of putting together a decent trailer. This is actually not half bad.
No, it's not half bad. Now the gameplay, and I'll let you be the judge of whether you think it's half bad or not. But you know, again, this is a Viveport Infinity title, so you could play it right now. You have the Viveport Infinity. You don't need Beat Saber, and it actually has some music in there. So
you know, when I look at this, I don't see Beat Saber. I mean, I guess I kind of do.
It's like a
they
baby.
ripped off Beat Saber and Synth Riders and kind of mashed it all together.
It's just like this. Yeah, I guess it is. It's kind of a mix, and it's kind of I guess we've done those episodes, right? The that are the ones that are kind of like it. It's kind of like a mix between the best of these type of games, right? I don't know. My mind just went, but yeah, the best of these music games, right?
Well, we did an episode called something like what we need is more rhythm games or something like that.
Yeah, best of rhythm games. Yeah, more rhythm.
I wish I was on for that episode. Onikazi says Tron wants its kaleidoscope sequence back. Hell yeah, man! This thing is super trippy. Look at this thing.
Move It Up.
Anyway, Move It Up is a VR game that combines rhythm, music, and dance. When the rhythm balls and ribbons are flying towards you, swipe in any direction to eliminate them. You will experience the VR music rhythm game with the highest degree of freedom. You can compete with other players in the game for the highest achievements in the leaderboards, or you can accept the challenges from us and try to completely conquer them. Need some sweat? Let's move it up.
Who doesn't need sweat? You know what I mean? Like, I was just thinking, I need a little bit more sweat. This is the way to get it right here.
Yeah.
Well, allow me to break everyone's heart because I know people were running out to play this one immediately. But I think this one might be exclusive to the Vive Focus.
Oh, well, you know, everybody's got the Vive Focus out there. Actually, I know one person that has a Vive Focus. And
really? You know one?
Yeah, one.
Well, crap. That's actually pretty good. I don't know anybody.
Yeah, it's not a very, but I always assume. I mean, sometimes these things they say Vive Focus only. Do you think it's really only Vive Focus? Maybe it is. I don't know. I guess it could be a standalone, right?
Yeah, I think it is on Viveport anyway. I mean, there might be other versions of it out there, but on Viveport, I just see Vive Focus Plus. Honestly, it doesn't. Not even regular Vive Focus. It says Vive Focus Plus.
Now I got to try it.
I might actually play this before I would play Beat Saber.
Yeah. You what? What about you're going to be playing Lady Gaga, right? Beat Saber.
Oh no. I wonder what maybe the music is fantastic in this thing. We don't even know. Maybe it's like
could be amazing.
It looks like it could be like serious metal, like Pantera, like, you know what I mean, just from the visuals. You know, I'm sure they got some serious like heavy duty stuff in there. I know Wes is looking for some Nine Inch Nails. You think they got a Nine Inch Nails track in here?
I don't think they do.
Probably not, but you never know.
Never know.
Ashes to Ashes says balls flying towards you. You know who else loves balls flying toward them?
My mom.
Oh yeah, she makes it a game out of it. That's what I heard.
All right, so I guess it's time to cue Oprah up again as time to give away another game to the chat. So let's see here. We've done a quest game. We have done a Steam game. I guess it's time to do a PSVR game, isn't it?
Oh, heck yeah.
And we don't have a ton of PSVR. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We don't have a lot of variety with PSVR. We've got 2 copies of Moss Book 2 that we're going to give away later in the show. But right now, I've got some copies of Frack to give away.
Ooh.
In fact,
oh god,
I've got more. Even though we don't have a large variety of PSVR keys, we have enough Fracked that we can do 2 in the chat.
Oh god,
and then we can do 2 in the comments. NA or EU. It doesn't matter which region that you choose. We have both, courtesy of our friends at InDreams. So thank you, InDreams, for providing review keys for us. It's super awesome.
Maybe a little short on the short end because it's such a good game, but one of the best games came out last year for the PSVR, right?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of quality, there weren't very many that were as good as Fract. But you're right, super short. Hopefully, one of these two PSVR 2 games that they're working on is some kind of a follow up to this. I would love to see them expand on what they've started with this title.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, shout out to Jimmy Bowers and congratulations, man, on their huge, funding that they just got. $35 million.
$35 million. That's right.
Hell
Man,
yeah,
these guys are blowing up.
Yeah, and that only and what, like you said, what you told me the other day, that only makes that whoever that person is a minority partner in that team. 35 million. So you know that they're doing very well over there in Dreams.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, they deserve it. Kicking ass.
Two copies of Fract up for grabs. In the chat, two in the chat, two in the comments for after the fact. So if you weren't able to attend live, just be sure to put Fract in the comments down below. Make sure that you are subscribed, and next week we will give away 2 more copies. Again, whichever region you're in, NA or EU, we've got both. Thanks to our friends at In Dreams, and this is a game from prolific VR studio In Dreams, who have made many other games across many other platforms. The first 2 people in chat to name any other In Dreams game other than Fract will win a copy of Fract on PlayStation VR. So any of the In Dreams titles, the first 2 to answer wins a copy of Fract. Hussein X wins 1 copy with Phantom Covert Ops. Congratulations, Hussein X. We've got 1 more.
Oh, I typed in my answer. I guess it's not a real game. I tried to get something in quick.
It was a good job, though.
Yeah.
Are you sure? That looks like something that might be on Viveport route.
Yeah, right.
Shades of Gray Matter coming through with the second the second key. So congratulations, Hussein X. Congratulations, Shades of Gray Matter. If you weren't able to grab a copy there, be sure again to leave a comment down below that says Fract, and make sure you're subscribed. And next week we're going to pick 2 more winners. So thank you to Jimmy over at In Dreams. We very much appreciate the support. So let me make sure I've got this down here. That was Hussein X.
Good game, man. Such a good game. I loved it. Seriously, I would have really considered it for Game of the Year on PlayStation VR last year if it was a little bit longer.
Dude, our discussion, that point just kept coming up. I mean, it absolutely would have won all sorts of crap if it was just a little longer.
Yeah.
So
Roy Schwartz and Space Dennison both answered Shooty Fruity. Do you guys own Shooty Fruity? Roy, Voidcat, do you guys own Shooty Fruity? I'm curious. Because that's a game that is pretty much universally, people think that it's a fun game, but this one that it don't come up often when people talk about the best wave shooters, but it's a popular game with good reviews.
Is Shooty Fruity the one where you're like a clerk at like a supermarket, when you're shooting like produce?
Right, evil fruit, evil watermelons and shit.
Fruit, right?
But it's not like so Space Dennison and Roy Schwartz both have it already. Eye on the Icon doesn't have it. Well, he didn't have it until now. Congratulations, Eye on the Icon. You're now the proud owner of
you
Shooty
now
Fruity.
own it. I knew that's where you were going with it.
Hell yeah,
like,
man.
Why would he be asking? Like, I'm just curious.
Yeah, right. Look at Wes. Wes is like Santa Claus.
Yeah. Just never know what's going to come out, right?
Wes.
It's the spirit of Oprah.
Yes. You just
so by the way, hopefully Eye on the Icon, I think that was, let me make sure. I think that was a quest key. Do you have a quest? Eye on the Icon? Our Shooty Fruity keys are quest keys. So let's see here. Try that right quick. Shooty Fruity. Yes, Shooty Fruity is quest. And we do have another one. that we're going to give away in the comments. So if you'd like to win a copy of Shooty Fruity, leave a comment that says Shooty Fruity, and we're going to draw another winner next week.
I've never played it. I might have to go check it out.
I don't know that I've played it either. That's one of those games that...
I remember when it came out. I just never got a chance to play it.
All right, good. Eye on the Icon does, in fact, have a quest, so that's great. So we got you covered, bro. Congratulations. You just picked up a copy of Shooty Fruity.
You did it.
You did it. All right, so let's see here. I guess we need to get back to our final round of the best of Viveport, and we saved the best for last, didn't we, Eric?
Oh yeah, I saw this one. This was one I found first, but I knew I had to go last because it was so good. And got B-haptic support.
Oh,
What?
You got me intrigued now.
Plush Madness has B-haptic support.
Well, obviously, I mean, if any game needed B-haptic support, it's Plush Madness. I bet Alex VR worked this one out himself.
Dude, he's working so hard. He's got Plush Madness and B-haptic support.
A summoning has gone wrong. Now the house and all plushies are possessed. Can you make it through the maze, activate all symbols, and defeat the demon? Plush Madness is a horror fighting game optimized for VR and playable for flat screen too. In every room, you'll see plushies trying to attack you. You can pick them up, rip them apart, or just hit them and make them fly. You'll have to activate the symbols in the correct order to open the last door in the basement. There is a time limit on your hands. Whenever you defeat a plushie, the timer is incremented. Can you make it to the end without running out of time? You know, again, as silly as the concept seems, this might actually be fun if it works well.
Yeah. Yeah. My thing is like, I would be torn. Okay. If I've got some possessed, creepy dolls coming at me, my choice, my thought process is either I want to kill and rip this thing apart, or I want to grab it and hold it. Like, why would I hold it? Like, at some point it's like, oh, you can just hold it. No, this thing is going to get destroyed. I'm going to rip it. I'm going to kick it. I'm going to run from it. Never would I be holding the possessed doll in my hands, as it's just like cuddling it, it's not happening.
What kind of house is this? They have so many friggin' plushies in there, man. Where is this?
Obviously, these people are disturbed. I mean, what kind of people, what kind of activities must they be engaging in to have their house possessed with so many demons?
This looks like a good game for your daughter, Eric. Just throw her in there.
She'd never sleep again in her bedroom with all her animal or plush.
A year later, she's still in shock. You're trying to give her a stuffed animal and she's shaking. And you're like, what's wrong with her? I don't know.
I did break down. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I did break down and I bought her Five Nights at Freddy's.
How does she like it?
She's played it once. She played it for like 45 minutes to an hour, but I can't get her to go back in.
Oh, wow.
But she's reading all the books, man. All the Five Nights at Freddy's books. There's tons of these books out there. She loves reading the books.
Tons of everything, dude. Like Five Nights at Freddy's is a phenomenon. My son's completely into it. Like loves that stuff.
Yeah.
The VR just might be a little bit too real, I guess. I don't know.
FNAF, I think, is on Viveport Infinity as well. Subsequently. But of course, it's not nearly on the level of Plush Madness, so it did not make our list.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of good games that could have made the list. Like, there was just a plethora of them.
Well, the good thing about Viveport Infinity is the abundance of original concepts that you find in the games on there. It's like you'll never find a game on there that's like a cheap ripoff of another concept, which is why I love this next title, the final title on my list of hidden gems from Viveport. This is Soldier Sortie, VR agent 006.
Mm.
Soldier
006.
Sortie VR Agent 006 is a shooting adventure game developed with HTC Vive. The game will bring you, hold on, I lost my spot here. The game will bring you exciting experience of VR technology, breaking through the virtuality and reality. Experience the intense gunfight and puzzle adventure in the virtual world. Story. VR World is trying to take VR World is trying to break through the border and enter the real world. All the countries have entered special alert conditions and have sent special agents to sneak on the VR world and gain information. However, all the special agents have failed their mission and got captured. Under the critical situation, S level Special Agent 006 is entrusted with the mission to enter the VR world and save the imprisoned comrades. There are various dangers in the VR world, and a cruel war will be ignited soon. Are you ready now? Story mode, endless mode, various game levels like the common level, the gold enemy level, the gold target level, and the boss level. There's upgrading, calls for friendly forces, throw grenades, all bring you exciting fighting experience. The bunker can be broken and repaired, and there is randomly appeared explodable oil bucket, providing you diversified scenes. Golden pistol with gorgeous appearance, enhanced assaulting property. It's an excellent tactical game. Small space defense, running flexibly among the bunkers, just like the real battle. So there you go, guys. VR Agent 006. Go get it. Go get it now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. It's definitely it looks very high tech. Was it Derail says what did he say? Oh no, Wolveraza first said he wished I had hands, but it doesn't look too bad. And Derail says he's got the deluxe version that comes with a denim jacket. Now I wish I had that because that sounds amazing.
Exactly.
But I think Wolveraza's right. It doesn't. The action looks pretty decent. It's got a good amount of guns. It's got upgrades. I couldn't read what they were because it was in I think Japanese or Chinese. I can't tell. But it actually looks like it could be pretty fun. Surprisingly.
Yeah, that's the thing about these games, man, is while there's a lot of this stuff from indie devs on here, a lot of it looks like if it's not broken and janky, that the gameplay concept could be fun. The graphics don't look half bad. Like that's why I'm saying that maybe in the future we should just like real time review these things. Do 3 of them instead of 9 and just play them because they could be good, right?
Right. And watching you play or somebody play it might be the best thing that I've seen all week if it's not good. And that's the gem part of it, right? Because you're throwing up, you just don't know until you get in there. It could be you could get into this game and you could actually say this is one of the better shooting games I've played, or not.
And again, it's free.
Agent
right?
006, man.
Oh,
yeah, that's true. Like, what am I thinking? This is the person that came before 007. I wonder how they died, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's free, man. But just to go in there and just if you're killing an afternoon and you want to just go play some new stuff, go in there and check it out. I mean,
Right.
That's what's great about Viveport. I mean, all these games are in there and they're all free with your subscription. So.
And if you're a game snob, and you got Viveport Infinity, don't worry. There's so many good titles on there. Like you're gonna find. Like I really wasn't joking. I saw so many good titles versus these type. It was so good a year ago, but it's way better even now because they just keep adding amazing titles, right? So it's just the selection is there. Absolutely.
Yeah, Wolveraza, he missed the name, Wes. You got to give it to him.
That is Soldier Sortie, VR Agent 006.
You'll never forget it now. You'll never forget it now.
Yeah.
And this is a game we're about to give away. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
We got 50 copies.
Crickets. No,
yeah, right.
We gave away one.
Right.
We got 49 copies.
One more from Mr. Roots here. Roots, what's your last hidden gem?
Oh, this
from,
one.
World of Viveport.
Kind of the same thing as this in a similar form, right? what I like about this is that it's literally elite. It says elite in the title. It's called Warfare Elite. And again, this is like that can't afford some of the like Fruity or what's that, Space Pirate Trainer. This is like, I mean, this looks legit. But it's got guns.
Did you change trailers?
Oh no! Oh no!
I think you did.
Well, I'll tell you what. The one that West had was a lot more. This was actually yeah. What the hell? I don't know what that. No, that's
As a raw recruit, Kay was on an urgent and undercover mission with forces on the first day. The team established a camp in the deserted desert. And Kay was arranged left behind. But we never thought that their courses of action was controlled by the enemy troops, and the camp location was also exposed. The camp suffered a large number of enemy raids after the army out. This time, Kay must accept the baptism of fire in real terms. So good luck to Kay on that one. This game, it came out in June of 2016.
Wow.
So it's been around for a while. Yeah, so I was basically just saying how amazing this game, like not everybody can afford some of the amazing wave shooters out there. And this one, it has guns. So we give it that, but that's pretty much, it's free. And apparently the audio, what do you guys think of the audio of this game? Because I didn't get a chance to listen to the trailer, but clearly the chat did. So if you guys like the audio of the game, I'm sure the gameplay is even better.
I'm sure. And, this easily the second best military shooter with Elite in the title that I can think of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
I think if you put Elite in your title, you're pretty much guaranteed to have a hit, right? It's Elite, man.
Well, I mean, we have Sniper Elite right here, Warfare Elite right here, neck and neck, right?
Yeah. Bathroom
Yeah,
Elite. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's going to wrap up the best of Viveport. Again, this was all kind of tongue in cheek. The fact of the matter is that Viveport has amazing titles on it. Most, not all, but most of the really good multi-platform VR releases on PC are on Viveport Infinity. The only ones you won't find on here are like the exclusives, the Oculus exclusives, stuff like Half-Life Alyx. You're not going to find that stuff on here, but most of the multi-platform titles that you find on like PlayStation, PC, most of that stuff is on Viveport as a part of Infinity. And again, nearly 1,000 titles, and I'd say about half of them are actually good titles. So the best deal in VR for sure. And if you guys haven't checked it out yet, again, someone in the chat said that next month they're doing a 30-day trial to anyone who links up their Quest. So take advantage of that. Get yourself a free month of VR. It's a great deal.
Yeah, check it out for the free month, and then after the month, if you like it, get the year because you're going to get a better deal. And they're constantly adding games to the list of games you get to keep if you have the year annual subscription. So that's definitely the best deal. But if not, like, what is it, $10-15? I don't know what it costs per month now, but just a really good deal.
Yeah, they run deals all the time. I mean, and they always definitely run something around the holidays, like around Black Friday. They always have some type of deal. Remember last holiday? Remember they were doing like the everybody got a chance to like scratch off a thing and win 3 or 4 months for free. I mean, they're always doing something. They're really good. The Viveport is the best thing that they do. Really is.
President points out that this is not an Infinity title, so you will have to pay $10 to play this one.
What?
Wow, $10.
This is $10?
That's a steal for this thing.
What a steal.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So when we look at the best of Viveport, we don't limit it just to the Infinity title. So there's there is that. But the Infinity Tiles, I guess this is not a gem you can play for free. But for $10, like what could you get for $10? Oh, Knock's $10. That's a phenomenal game. Some people say game of the year. Crazy.
Yeah, but this has
Chris
Elite in the
99
title.
Chris 9989 says free Viveport time. Pause my annual paid subscription, so I didn't get the After the Fall in my permanent library. Yeah, that's the one thing about this. They do a lot of these promotions where they give people the annual subscriptions get free games, but there are different weird things that kind of break it in their system so that you don't end up getting the title. And from what I understand, they're pretty helpless to fix it. If it's broken, like in the case of Chris 9989, there's really nothing that they can do to help you. Or at least it seems that way because I've heard other people complain about this very same thing, and it seems fairly commonplace.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm looking at the website right now because we keep saying there's all these good games. Song in the Smoke, Everslot, Zombieland, Headshot Fever, Mist is on there. Phasmophobia, Stride, Survive. Like, I mean, Synth Riders, Wraith Afterlife, The Room VR. Like, I mean, I literally would be droning on and on if I just went down this list. That's how many amazing titles are on here. So,
Virtual Steve asked, can you launch Viveport title through Oculus or do they default to Steam? In my experience, they default to Steam, but I wouldn't think that it would be impossible. If you have a title like The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, for example, that supports Steam VR SDK and Oculus SDK, it could possibly open up in uh, the Oculus app if you have your OpenXR settings set to Oculus, if that makes any sense. Some of these titles have it kind of just hardwired into the to the game itself to automatically read your OpenXR setting and open in that particular platform. Now, with that said, they've always opened up in Steam VR for me. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few titles that could go either way.
yeah, you know who else could go either way?
My mom!
Yeah, she's not picky.
I love that about her.
Yeah, me too.
Felipe says the Room VR. Yeah, I think the Room VR is on Infinity, isn't it?
Yeah, it was one of the ones I read off. Although I guess I read Wreath the Oblivion, and as Chris 9989 says, that's one of the ones that you do have to have the annual subscription as well as After the Fall and a couple other ones. The really good ones for sure.
Well, that's the best deal anyway, and it's all kind of confusing, but I think you can pay for the annual monthly, which is kind of weird because that makes it monthly, not annual. But I think there's a monthly annual. They need to do a better job with naming these
Explaining it.
tiers, man, because they confuse me. And we've been sponsored by Viveport for a year and a half now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, let's give away another game, and then we'll get on to the topic of the day, the topic du jour, if you will. Let's see here. We gave away Warplanes for Quest. We gave away Blair Witch for PC. We gave away Fract for PSVR, and I think that's it. Are we back around the quest again? I think we are. All right, so let's see here. What do we have? Oh, I know what we have for Quest. I know exactly what we can give away for Quest. Again, 1 to the chat, 1 to the comments. So if you do not win this title, all you have to do is type the name in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll give away another copy next week. So, first one to name the game wins the game. This game is an Oculus exclusive. This game supports cross-buy. This is one of the better Oculus Quest exclusives. Well, I mean, it's an Oculus exclusive. It came out on Rift as well. And there was a Rift at the time that it came out, by the way. AppG, it needs to be a Quest title. Remember, this is a cross-buy title. Let's see here. What's a good
And Felipe Knock did not come out when the Rift was out.
No.
this is a stealth game at its core.
Ooh.
It's a stealth shooter.
Oh, now I think I
This
know.
game this game stars what's the guy's name from Metal Gear Solid? I always forget his name.
Oh, I know what you're talking about too. David. Is it
David Hayter. This game
David Hayter,
stars
yeah.
David Hayter.
Yeah. Somebody's going to say it right now.
Yeah, David Hayter's the big bad in this game.
Plays a Russian general.
You get to paddle a kayak around in this game. Right. Virtual Steve says it's the canoe game. That's right. It is the canoe game. Well, Verizon says, I know it, but I own it. Virtual Steve says, I want to play it.
Get the name, Steve. Quick, hurry.
Onakazi said, well, I thought it was going to be at first. He had the answer. I thought it was going to be at first.
Eye on the Icon comes through with Phantom Covert Ops. That is correct. Congratulations, Eye on the Icon. You have now won 2 awesome Endrings games because he got the Shooty Fruity drop that I gave him a moment ago.
Nice.
So, nice.
I think he might. Maybe he works for Endreams. New Bulls.
Possible. Jimmy put you up to this, bro?
Oh, he
Jimmy's
says he says he has that game.
Well, so if Eye on the Icon has the game, then that means that the winner would be
Steve, Virtual Steve. Right?
Steve. So congratulations, Virtual Steve.
You got it. You did it, Steve.
You got it. So good. He said he wanted to play it, so there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to be perfectly clear, this is an amazing game. This might be my favorite Endreams game. As much as I like Fract, there's a lot more game here, and it's one of the most immersive games that I've played on the Oculus platform. Absolutely love Phantom Covert Ops.
And that game is, like you said, it's been out a while. I remember talking about it on the show, and Main Fan was here. And that's how long ago that was. I believe he was here during that conversation.
It was a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, because Main Fan
finished it,
the whole thing
yeah.
on us. Yeah.
In one sitting.
Yeah.
So congrats, Virtual Steve. I really want to play this one too. I love Metal Gear. Dude, I can't believe you haven't played this one. This is a great game. It's one of my favorite Quest exclusives, or I guess Oculus exclusives, I should say. And again, it might be my favorite Endreams game. I absolutely love Phantom Covert Ops. It's super good.
I'm glad he didn't play it because now you get it for free and get to play it now. What's up, Techno Glitch?
And you get 2 copies, and if you have a PC, it looks phenomenal on PC. I mean, it looks good. The Quest version is really good, but man, it looks so good in the on PC VR version.
The lighting is so much better on PC. Like it's way better on PC. The lighting, that is. And since you're spending the whole game in the water, it kind of makes a difference with the reflections. They just do such a great job of building that sense of presence. You feel like you're on the water and in these dark little corridors that you're hiding in. It's a great game. Hopefully, well, never mind. I was going to say hopefully this might be one of the games that they're working on, but I don't know if this is an Oculus owned IP or not. Like, I don't know if they could bring this to PlayStation VR. It'd be cool if they could.
Bluebell says you can use B haptics as well. I did not know that.
Yeah,
pretty awesome. All right, so congratulations, Virtual Steve. Again, if you would like to win a copy of Phantom Covert Ops, be sure to leave a comment down below and make sure you're subscribed because next week we're going to give away another copy of it. We'll give away one more title, guys. Let's give away another Steam game before we get into our Moss talk, and where we're going to give away a couple copies of it when we get there. But we're going to give away one more title here. Hold on a second. I don't know if we have 2 of these or not. Let me have a second here. And
while you're checking, I will say that Mash Mom Cool checked into the chat a little while ago, and I missed her. So sorry about that. And she wanted to wish you guys a happy anniversary and congratulations. on 3 years.
Well, thank you, Mash Mama Cool. Thank you for being so awesome and backing everything that your husband's doing. You're the backbone to everything he's doing, man. Like, you know what I mean? It takes a strong woman to support, or man, I guess, and vice versa thing, right? To support their spouse and really make it happen. And I think Michelle and Stephanie rock it. You know what I mean? So
Thank you
Yeah,
very
for
much.
sure.
We very much appreciate the well wish. Happy to be here. Happy to still be going at 3 years, and happy to again be um, you know still doing what we love to do. And hanging out with our friends. Eric, if you wouldn't mind taking a look at Discord for me right quick, please.
Sure.
cake or pie? Well, it depends on what kind of pie you're talking about. And if you're talking about ice cream cake, it's not even a choice. Take ice cream
Yeah, it's
cake all day.
mostly cake almost every time for me. Like I'm like pie, I can take or leave. Cake's cake, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. One.
One.
All right. So we have one copy. So this is going to be a chat only
Ooh.
winner of this game. But this is a great game. This is one of the best releases that we've had this year, and might be my favorite rhythm game. Like as far as like new school rhythm games go. First one to name this game wins a copy of it on Steam VR. This is a brand new rhythm game. It's a rhythm action game. In the vein. Well, I don't want to say that. This is a rhythm action game from an independent studio, which has multiple VR games across multiple platforms.
You actually listed it yesterday on PSVR Without Parole as one of your favorite rhythm games.
Yes, that's right. And Diz the Game Cat, that was not lost on him, as he is the winner of Against. That's right. Against from Joyway. We've actually had this key for a little while, been meaning to give it out, courtesy of our friends at Joyway. So thank you to them. But congratulations, Diz. You have won. Dude, I think, Eric, is this better than Pistol Whip? I think it might be better than Pistol Whip.
I think it is.
It's super close. It's better than Pistol Whip before the Pistol Whip dropped their downloadable content. The last two like campaign stories. With the campaign stories, it's darn close, man. Darn close.
Well, it's because they don't have a campaign in that game, but I think the actual gameplay is better. There's more. It's more nuanced. There's more to it. It's
much more nuanced.
Yeah, you just. I mean, it just, to me, I enjoyed it. I so much more. Not that it's just different. You know. So
it's definitely more versatile. There's definitely more to it. Pistol Whip's just pistols, so that's all you're really getting. Here you've got punching, you've got sword slashes, you've got like a parkour system. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely more to it for sure.
Right.
Chris9989 says Against is better than Pistol Whip for sure. ET2K9 now says those are strong words. So I'll be interested to hear what Diz thinks about this. I think it is better than Pistol Whip. Because of the reasons that Roots listed. And it's not just that. Like, I like the art style better. The gameplay's more nuanced. The art style's better. The music's pretty close. Like, I like the music in both. But man, Against is fun. And you talk about working up a sweat. You work up a sweat quickly in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. It's way more than Pistol Whip workout wise. I mean, you're gonna work a sweat.
This says he has Against, but he hasn't won in so long. Well, I mean, if you if you're you can have another copy if you want it, but it will disqualify you from any more giveaways today. So I'll leave it up to you. All right, he says he'll give it away, so we'll see who the next person to answer was. So give me just a moment here.
Did he mean he'll give it away to somebody he knows, or he meant he'll give it away to somebody here in chat?
Okay, I don't know. Diz, did you say that you'll give it away? Yeah, he said I'll give it away. Okay, so Diz will claim his prize and give it away to one of his friends. So congratulations, whoever's Diz's friends, everyone in the chat who got the correct answer. It's Diz the Game Cat.
Yeah.
on Discord. Hit him up. Maybe he'll help you out. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Congratulations, Diaz. Good work, bud. Um, guys, we've been talking about these jank ass games for so long. It's kind of hard to change our mood, but that's exactly what we need to do now. As Moss Book 2 did drop at midnight last night. It dropped at midnight exclusively on PlayStation VR. This is a VR sequel that is 4 years in the making. The original Moss came out in 2018, and often when I think back to that time, I think about how great it was. I think about the titles of that time. I immediately start to get this feeling of nostalgia because I was so heavily in the PlayStation VR at the time and all the great games that came out back then. But as you get further and further removed from that period of time, at least I start to wonder, were the games really that good? Like, are they as good as I remember them being? Um, Once you start playing Moss Book 2, it immediately starts to sink in and you start to remember what it's like to be in a super polished VR game. It's been so long since games like this were the norm. You kind of forget just how good it is and how impactful it is to be in something that literally they've taken years to polish on. Um, Roots, I mean, it didn't take me 5 minutes in this game before I was snapped right back into 2018. And it really makes you remember what a great VR experience is supposed to feel like.
Yeah, like you said, AAA all the way along. It reminds you of what we've talked about so many times, what it would be like to be taken into a story and drop down in the middle and being able to be the reader. And like, I forgot so many things about it. Just the sound of the page as it's turning, even when you're going from scene to scene, when you're running your guy around, you still hear that page turning a little noise, very subtle, but you can hear it. Right. And Wes, maybe it's just because it's been so long for me since I've been in there. But this thing blew me away. Like, especially once I got to that sprite area and I started to question, my God, did it look this good on the first version? Because I remember it looking good, but the amount of detail, like you said, the AAA, this world that we were put in, just everything. I couldn't believe how good it looked. And then just getting sucked back into this story. And I just really love the way that they've done this. You know what I mean? I was like, there's a point when they're in the beginning where they're talking a little bit, and the dragon's laying down there on the ground, or the thing that Quill slayed, and he like kind of puts his hand and kind of like, yeah, you can feel the story. I'm really enjoying this. And Wolf Raza says about that last game, the one that I picked that was from Viveport Infinity. He said the gameplay to him looked so good, or could be so good that he would rather play that than Moss 2. And fucking crazy to me. I get it, not your jam, but dude, this thing was so good, and they've just nailed it. I was really impressed.
It's like, and by the way, we did receive a review copy of this game, so thank you to our friends at PolyArc for providing us with review access. Eric, it's almost like being in a Disney movie in a way, isn't it? I mean, the production is just so well done on this from every aspect of it. It's like they obsessed about every pixel, every note, every sound effect, every little aspect of the story. You can tell. Um, like a lot of times we get these games and they're delayed and they're delayed and delayed and it takes them forever to launch. And the game comes out and you wonder what they were doing with all this time. Uh, Absolutely not the case here. Like you could see, they've been polishing this thing up. Probably at least for the last 2 years of development was just all polish, right?
I am completely blown away by this game. So just to give you guys a little heads up, all day yesterday in the morning, I started in the morning, and I with the Pimax on Steam, I played through the entire Moss Book 1, just so I had it fresh in my head, and I wanted to see what it looked like, and I've been testing the Pimax. So I was a little bit, I'm like, should I do this in the Pimax and then go play Moss Book 2 in a 6-year-old headset? Because then maybe I'll be disappointed. And I'm telling you, I don't know what they did or how they do this, but Moss Book 2 is so good on a 6-year-old headset. It makes you scratch your head and go, how do they do this stuff? And I am so excited for what AAA games can be on the PlayStation VR 2 because this is on a 6-year-old headset, and this game is probably one of the prettiest games I've ever seen. When Roots is right, when you get into one section of this game called the Sprites Forest or whatever it is, you look around and you look at the sky and the trees and the colors. And again, it's one of those holy shit moments where you're like, is this even possible in any VR headset? And then you have to remind yourself that you're in a 6-year-old headset. Can't wait to see what this. Do you think it could look any better on PC when it comes to PC? Because I don't know if it could. I mean, this game is gorgeous looking. It's one of the best looking games I've seen, and it plays just as good as it looks.
Yeah, man, it's 960 by 1080 per eye resolution. Like
Yeah,
archaic numbers by today's standards. But those numbers, again, it's hard to describe this to people who have only played PC VR. They hear these stat sheets and they have an idea in their mind of what the PC experience would be on a PC of these certain statistics or specifications. Um, but it's just a different thing with console. The console development is so optimization heavy, and there's such a high quality standard. Um, for the most part, obviously there are exceptions to that. Um, yeah, they absolutely get more out of this hardware than you would ever expect. And I like you, Eric. I did go in and check out the first book of Moss once again, just so I had it fresh in my mind. And that one's beautiful as well. I mean, as beautiful as book two is, and I would say that it is, you know, better in pretty much every category than the original. I wouldn't say that it's by a lot. Like it looks a little bit better. The sound effects are a little bit better. The soundtrack's a little bit better. There's a little more detail in the environments. Roots, did you notice just how detailed some of these environments were? I mean, you can stand up and kind of stick your face in these little cracks and crevices, and you'll find little skeletons sitting at tiny tables and bookshelves in parts of the castle that you can't access with Quill. This is stuff that was just put in there to give the environment depth and to again, it's just another example of the kind of polish that an expert uh, VR studio can put in their game when they have the time and the funding to do so.
Yeah, no, there was tons of detail, and I was blown away even just by the way things moved and stuff. Like the plants, you know, as you get that ability to grow stuff, right? And so like you put your hand over the bushes that you need to climb up, and they, you know, they come to life and they're moving, and as he's moving through the animations, you know what I mean? And like I said, I didn't go back. I was telling Mash this yesterday. I said I've played through this game maybe 3 times because we went back and we did DLC. The first one, I'm not refreshing shit. I was going. I'm done with Moss Book 1, so I went into Moss Book 2, and so maybe I didn't see the subtle differences or how much or little. But like I said, to me, it seemed like it was night and day difference. Like everything was even better. But either way, I just I fell in love with this one like I did the first one. The story so far is really good. I like the fact that the uncle's kind of going along with you, even though he kind of comes in and leaves or whatever. But so far I'm really cool, and I like the additions of what they've added. Right, like being able to that pathway that you can grab and drag into different places, and watching that it grow into an actual path you can run on. This world to me seems way more alive than the first game did. So
Yeah, I can agree with that. Virtual Steve, a few minutes ago with the $5 donation says, "Congrats on the anniversary, guys! Great show. Thanks for the key. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, and thanks for the support. We very much appreciate it." Um, Also, Alex VR with the $5 donation says, "Happy birthday to the virtual strangers. Love this show and community. We love you too, bro, and we're glad
Yeah,
you're a part of our community.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Guys, did you notice any
Eric,
screen door? That was one question I had because I didn't go back and because I know US played Moss Book 1 on your PlayStation VR. So, and you know, when I'm in the load menu, I always see the screen door. When I am in the game, for some reason, I lose the screen door. So did you guys notice it in game? Did it bother you at all?
I didn't either.
uh,
Same thing. I noticed shimmer and screen door in the loading screen or in that first opening thing, and most of it I couldn't tell anywhere else.
um, it's, I would say it's not there. Like, there are some distant objects that will appear pixely sometimes, but it's certainly something that you have to look for to notice. It isn't something that that's going to stick out to you. Everything that you're actually focused on in the area of the scene that you're playing is crystal clear and absolutely, uh, you know. While I'm sure if you tried to find it, you could. It's certainly not something that you notice. Um, it really just goes to show what a good quality display type means for the longevity of any piece of hardware. You know, LCD screens have become all the rage over the last couple of years, but PlayStation VR, the original PlayStation VR, is just a shining example of um, what RGB OLED can mean for a headset and its longevity. So, yeah, it's noticed. You can find it. It's not noticeable, is what I would say to that, Eric.
I'd love to see you break out your PS4 and take a look and see what it looks like on there, just out of curiosity. Because I know they did optimize it for PS5. I'm just curious as to how much. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I know it would be a pain in the ass for you to do, but just out of curiosity, if you ever had a chance,
Like,
I'd like to know.
well, again, I would be curious to know, did they enhance the original Moss
Mm.
for PS5? Because when I play again, um, there is improvement from a graphical standpoint, but I would call it moderate at best. Like, it's not head and shoulders striking as far as like visual detail, clarity, things like that. I find it all to be very comparable. What I did um, notice though, again, a lot more grand environments, right? The spaces are much bigger and they're completely filled out with detail now. The draw distances are much greater in this game. Um, I would call this Moss Plus. It's not. If you didn't like the first Moss,
Yeah,
you're
you're not gonna
probably
like it.
not going to like this one.
Yeah.
But if you like the first Moss, you're absolutely going to love this because I mean, it's better in every way, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought this was really cool, being able to see your reflection in the
Mhm.
mirror, and I just think the story in general, and like you said, the environments are filled. There's more stuff going on. The rooms, these being in these environments, these rooms are so huge and just so cool, and it makes me want to play. Go through and finish this game. So it tells me a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you know
Yeah,
where I
I
was blown
definitely
away
agree
was
with this.
was the library. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a point where you always go back to the library for those cutscenes and where you get to read the book. And at one point, the library changes, and I was just like blown away by everything it looked
Dumbledore.
like. Yeah, yeah,
Dumbledore comes out, doesn't he?
it's so cool, man. Love it.
That thing looks like the Hogwarts
It does.
main hall to me. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I should be feasting when I'm in there.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say that they that isn't optimized for the PlayStation 5, or maybe it is, and this would be a good thing to let us know, Wes, if you did go back and play it on the PS4. I noticed that the load times were not the best sometimes
Mm.
between scenes. And I mean, it takes whatever, but when I'm sitting in darkness for 6 to 10 seconds, I don't like it. And I know the PlayStation 5 has the ability to have almost no load times, but I also know it's emulating a PS4. So are there limitations as far as that goes and load time? So I guess that'll be something that we probably get to look forward to PSVR 2 having very little to no load times at all. So
Right. Well, I didn't notice it, but I'm a patient person, so um, that doesn't mean that you're not 100% correct. You probably are. Eric, did
Yeah,
you
I did.
did you?
I,
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. It's just you just normally don't see it. You know what I mean? Like, especially nowadays with a lot, you don't see a ton of load time, especially if you're on with the PlayStation 5. I mean, unless you're used to playing like Iron Man, and then you get those load times that are so long. So now when you're in a screen and it's just black. They give you nothing but black, and some are long. Seem to me like they're longer than others. So yeah, no, I definitely noticed it.
yeah, but see, this is my thing. I was looking for something to find wrong with it, Wes, because it was such a good experience that I was like, oh, I gotta have something that, you know what I mean? Like nothing's perfect. You know what I mean? And the shimmer would be the only other thing. And that was only in the Great Hall in that library area. But there's so much sun, and that was one of the things that blew me away as well. Like in different instances, the sunlight, the sun rays coming through looked so good. I was like, my God, Eric was saying that sometimes you forget you're on a PlayStation VR, and I hate to even say that because it's just because it's such an older headset, but it didn't look like it with this game at all. So
Yeah, it reminds you what they could be doing if they wanted to, right? Like
Yeah,
they could still be releasing bangers for this headset every month if they wanted to. But again, you have to kind of have the market there to justify that kind of investment.
yeah.
yeah,
Um, so visually, yeah, definitely an upgrade. I definitely noticed what you're talking about, Roots, with the lighting. Some improved lighting here. Again, much bigger environments that are fully um, filled with detail. Even the smallest little area seems like it's had great care and attention put into it. The sound design, phenomenal, and it always was great. Obviously, the soundtrack, Hollywood level, Hollywood quality soundtrack to it. But beyond that, the sound effects I did notice were markedly better in this game. Well, at least I felt like they were. And the reason why I say that is because when I played through book one on stream, I wore headphones. When I played through book two, not streaming, I put my VR ears on my headset. So I was wondering, Eric, um, because the sound effects did seem better to me. The like the footsteps, the breathing from Quill, the sword swipes, all of the sound effects seemed they seemed better to me than in the first game. I was wondering, is that the game or is that me going from headphones to the VR ears, which in my opinion sound pretty dang on good.
Yeah, I definitely noticed it too. And you notice they're in both games, but you notice it more in the second, and a little bit what Roots was talking about, like the page turning noises that you hear every once in a while, the little whispers that you hear every once in a while. There was a couple of times in two where I heard whispers where I actually turned to see if there was something going on or something I'm supposed to be looking at, because you hear something, and you're in a scene where the music starts to get a little tense, and then all of a sudden you hear something and you can't quite put your finger on exactly what it is. But Roots is right. A lot of times it's like a page turning, or you hear like a whisper, or you hear something sounds like it shuffles or it moves, and they're just little sound cues that add so much to the game.
yeah,
Yeah, like you can hear the gears turning and the little clockwork enemies.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
even
and,
just like the
and
pitter
direct,
patter of her feet when she runs, so good, right?
right. Yeah, it stuck out a lot more with this game. And again, I was questioning whether or not it was my VR ears, but it certainly seems like you guys largely had the same experience. And the directional stuck that probably stuck out to me before anything else because we had a fairly early on we had a cutscene with Uncle Argus or whatever, and he starts talking when he's on the left part of the screen, and he walks in front of you and goes off to the right, and just absolutely perfect shift with regard to the stereo and spatial audio. And this, of course, continues throughout the part of the game that I had the opportunity to play.
Yeah. It just really feels like you got
Um,
sucked into this story, right? That's what I love about it.
yeah, yeah, definitely very, very immersive. So, from a production standpoint, again, moderate but very noticeable changes. Um, where the changes are actually a bit more radical are in terms of gameplay. There's a lot more advancement in this one area. Um, than any other area of the game. And with that said, it's still Moss. It still plays the same, but it's just kind of expanded like everything else. There's more nuance to it. You, as the reader, uh, have new ways to interact with this world to help Moss, to help Quill. Um, Quill Nails has an inventory. You can find armor and weapons and literally equip what you want, uh, and all of which have different, advantages to them. Um, the structure of the game, the original game was linear, whereas this is more of a kind of a open world experience, or or some would even call it like a Metroidvania, as you can revisit earlier levels, and as you gain new items and new abilities, this unlocks parts of the earlier levels and gives you a reason to go back. um Roots, I feel like, you know this is really kind of the promise of this game as a sequel. This is where it really improved the most to me, was the overall gameplay complexity and gameplay loop.
Yeah, absolutely. They added a lot of depth to it. Just the fact that you can have different armors, different weapons, you can switch them out or whatever. I thought it was really cool. I found my first suit of armor or whatever, and he put it on, and I thought that was really cool. Right? It just gives you extra depth to it, and I think it really needed it. You know what I mean? So I think it's really cool.
I agree. I think if they didn't implement things like this, even with it looking and sounding better, I think people would have been like, "What have you been doing for the last 4 years?" But Eric, I see very few people asking that question today, that have had a chance to play this game. Um, Big expansion in terms of gameplay, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was nervous. I mean, were you guys a little nervous about it? I mean, you wonder, if it is it just going to be exactly the same and just a new chapter. I mean, we all kind of thought the same thing. What is it? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be like night and day difference? Is it going to be, when you go this long in between your titles, you have a tendency to expect a lot. You know what I mean? If this was a year, then maybe you wouldn't expect as much. But we're talking, what is it, 4 years?
4 years since
There's
your
been quite, even though we're still on the same headset, there's been quite a bit of advancement in that time. So you expect things and you expect certain things. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it looked better. Maybe I was going to say a lot better, but okay, maybe not a lot better, but I thought it looked markedly better. I thought the environments looked better. I thought some of the maybe it was just because the environments were different than the first one, but I mean, again, there was some environments I got into. I was just like, this is holy crap, man. The size and the scope of some of these things were amazing. But yeah, I thought it was definitely better. Now, here's what I have a question for you: Is because I didn't never played it on the PlayStation, the first one on the PlayStation. I only played it on Steam. Are the controls any different between the two? Is
I
it
mean,
because I
there are
know it's
more
still,
now.
yeah, it's still gamepad, but is it any different?
Yeah, the controls that were there before are still there on the same buttons, and still work in the same way. But there are new functions now, new things that you can do. So there are additional controls on top of that. Obviously, you didn't have an inventory before. So now you have that. You didn't have the ability to charge your weapon before. Now you can hold the attack button in and charge your attacks. Um, probably my favorite basic gameplay element that got added in is the ability to dash and evade. I think they call it. You know, one of the uh, most important aspects of modern hack and slash gameplay is the ability to evade attacks. It was something that was actually sorely missed in the original Moss, and I'm super glad that there's a dash slash evade ability in this game. So yeah, while the controls are largely the same, if you've played Moss Book One, you're going to be able to pick this one right up and keep playing with it. But now there are a few new things that weren't in the game before. So when you boot the game up and they do show you the controls, you should probably take a minute to pay attention to it, because I don't think I guess they do kind of show you as you go what to do whenever you gain a new ability, the controller will pop up on screen like a ghost version of the controller and show you which buttons to use. So yeah, I think that again, just like everything else between these two versions, these two books, very similar, but in the sequel, it's an expansion of what they started with the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could probably answer this better than anybody, but why wouldn't they go with the move controllers? You would almost think it would be perfect because you basically have no hands here. You have orbs, and that's like what's on the end of the move controller. It
No
just seems,
joystick.
but you
No
could
sticks,
use,
bro.
You'd have
you
to
could,
you'd have to put it down and pick it up, and I just think it seems a little weird because I know I get what you're saying because you're using the controller to flip the page or whatever, but for the small amount of things that you're interacting with, to have the comfort of Quill running around and doing everything that he does because he's the main or she's the main character, right? We're just kind of like the side person doing extra stuff on the side.
yeah.
So,
We have a donation from Flame Hat the Game Cat, new subscriber here. Happy birthday to you. Well, thank you, Flame Hat the Game Hat. Game Hat. Flame Cat the Game Hat. Thank you, Flame Hat the Game Cat. We appreciate you joining us. Welcome to the community and thank you for the support. Very much
absolutely.
appreciated.
Hell yeah.
Eric, I do think that there are some areas for opportunity here with regards to improvement. I would not think that move controller support would be one of them. Move controllers kind of get a bad rap, in my opinion. I feel like in first person VR games, there's an absolutely tried, tested, and true way to allow for full locomotion. So in first person games, where you're moving around, absolutely, those games should all implement move support. But in this type of kind of an asymmetrical action, third person, first person dynamic that they have going on here, those thumbsticks are critical. You've got to have those, and so I completely understand why they went with DualShock, not only
Yeah.
with the original but this one as well.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it too, it's I mean, you could do it, but you have to be so precise with some of her jumps and things like that that it would be too clunky to do it without it. You're right.
Yeah. But I
Now,
thought the
what I
same
will
thing.
say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I thought the same thing about, it is a little awkward using it's the same reason why I told Wes I don't need an aim controller, and then I tried to play Farpoint with the controller, and I was like, I am not aiming like this, But it has to be that way, and it's with the gamepad. I think it works. So.
Yeah, it works well. And especially, kudos to them because they tell you right up front, this is how you need to set up your camera. I wish all PlayStation VR games would tell you up front what the optimal setup for your camera is because it varies wildly from game to game. Some games, it's best to have um, your camera 7 feet in the air looking down onto your play space. And then there are games like this that literally want your camera at waist level looking kind of up at you so that it can read the DualShock. So kudos to them for that. But anyway, Brian was talking recently about how he was talking to one of the people over at Polyarc about how they kind of missed an opportunity here to let us see these grand environments through Quill's eyes. And I completely agree with that, but I would go one further with that. As the reader in book 2, you have all of these expanded abilities and all of these new ways that you impact the gameplay. I think there's a big missed opportunity here to have co-op gameplay in this. I think that they very easily could have made this game set it up so that there's a mode. Obviously, you don't want to force it, but there could be a mode here where one player is the reader, the other player is Quill, and whether that means someone being Quill in first person playing through this, which would be amazing, or even just couch co-op where the reader's in VR, the Quill player is sitting on the couch playing on the screen. This game is almost like this game was designed to be an asymmetrical co-op game, but they just didn't enable the actual co-op. They make you play with yourself, Roots.
You know who else loves to play with himself?
My mom.
I don't know if the if
good.
you were, I would be, if okay, say if that scenario happens, I'm going to argue to want to be Quill, because I don't know that the reader has much to do in there on there, because you think about what was that other game that they had that was similar, right? You had the I always forget the stupid name, but Carly and the Reaper Man, right? Like you worked together so much, like you needed that guy, the second guy needed to be laying the bridges out and helping you, and if you didn't have that person helping you, you were screwed. And I guess in this respect, you got they have to make things grow and that type of stuff. But, so, and then the other thing is if you change the first person, and it would be a great experimental mode, kind of like, that other game, blanking on games. I feel like it would lose part of what the game is. It's a platformer at heart, right? And so like if you're in first person, platforming completely changes. It's not the same type of game. And they kind of wanted to have that platform feel, right? So I think it would be it would definitely be, I think Brian's right. Being able to see from the scope, and maybe even if you could just go in and check out and look around and maybe not run around and play that way. I don't know. But I have a lot of questions as far as how they would do it, but it'd be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah. And that was just, one option. Of course, again, like Carly and the Reaper Man on Quest, you could have both players in VR,
Ooh.
a first person player and a third person player, and keep the platforming sections intact. Eric, did asymmetrical co-op occur to you at all while you were playing this?
It didn't, but now that you guys are talking about it, it sounds freaking amazing and so smart. And somebody said, I don't remember who, but somebody said in chat, it would be cool just to change perspective. So even if it wasn't co-op, but maybe every once in a while you could zoom in and out to different perspectives, that would be a cool twist too. To give you different options. What game did that? What game? The Ivanovich game does that all the time, right? 2076. That one's
Yeah.
changes perspective constantly, and we love that, right? So could you imagine if for this level it changed you, um, Lucky's Tale did that a little bit too, where they changed perspective, where you went to like a side scroller at one point. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, there's a lot of ideas that they could do here. I'm okay with it being exactly the way it was because it's that good. But hey, in the future, I mean, on a newer console, on a better not a console, but a newer headset, there's a lot that they can do with this. So this is not the last Moss we're going to see. So, yeah, I mean, they definitely have a lot to look forward to.
What about the narration and voice acting? Are you at all upset that it's one person playing all of the different roles?
I'm okay with it. Some of the voices do sound a little off when it's all one person, but I'm kind of okay with it. I'm a big person who listens to like books on tape and stuff like that, and you get a lot of that when books on tape, and you kind of get used to it. And I think you're probably if you're you know, it, what Table of Tales did that one too. I think they did it like that. Was it Table of Tales?
Such a good game.
Yeah, I think so.
That was
actually.
one narrator, a lady who did all the voices in that one, and she was really, if it's done right, it can be really good. But I can understand where some people would get a little bit annoyed with it. But I thought it was great.
Yeah, it didn't bother me all that bad. I would like to. I mean, obviously, it would have been better, right? If they had a full cast of voice actors, it could have been better. And really, that's all I'm trying to say. Not that it was bad in any way. The narrator is awesome, and again, I guess it kind of lends credence to the idea that you're reading a book. You're reading through a story, that you have this one voice narrating all of it. What did you think about that aspect of it, Roots?
I agree. This is the thing. What Alex just said in the thing is exactly how I feel. It says the one person doing all the roles is reminiscent of your mother or your teacher or somebody reading a book and changing the voices, right? Like and like if I used to do that with my kids, right? You have a different voice for each character, and so I really enjoyed it. And the same thing with Table of Tales. That was one of the favorite things that I loved about it was the narration and just how they told the tale. So I can't think of anything outside of this not being your type of game that would prevent anybody from wanting to buy it. Like, I just think they nailed it in every aspect. And like you said, they made the game even better than it was before in almost every single way. Some of them were subtle, some of them were like drastic, but in the end, it's a phenomenal game. Almost 5 hours, from what Alex VR said, and he's going to be posting a full playthrough on his channel. So check it out if you want to see an amazing playthrough. It should be up pretty soon, I hope. So
Guarantee you, it takes me longer than 5 hours. It's going to take me like 7 for sure.
Well, I'm the same way because I was really checking out the environments and really was in awe at some of these places. It was cool.
Yeah, when I play a game like this, I feel sorry for those guys that have the mentality of just rushing to finish a game. Like, there are certain types of gamers out there that they feel like the objective of any game is to finish it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
A game like this, and I mentioned it a little bit during my stream the other day. It's a puzzle platformer, and the puzzling's awesome. The platforming is awesome, but I don't think that it's that which makes this game and this franchise special. I think it's the other peripheral things that make it a special experience. It's the production, it's the environments, it's the bond with the character, the storytelling. These things are what makes this game special. And if you're like me, I like to soak all that in as much as I possibly can and really just live in this world for a little while. I'm never in any kind of a hurry to progress in it. I like to savor it.
That says a lot about a game, right? Because if you feel like you need to get through it, it's probably not as good as you think it is. If you're like, get to a point where you're like bummed that it's over or it's getting near the end, that tells you how good a game is, right? So
I'm sorry, Chris9989 and Bluebell both say that they really enjoyed Down the Rabbit Hole. And we liked it too. We thought it was a very good game and better than it reviewed.
Oh, Mash ran and showed his wife, right? You said you liked it so much. So
yeah, and that's a good example of
Mash is muted.
a similar game. A similar game that
like, why do they keep interrupting me?
Sorry about that.
Anyway, now that your mic's working again, Eric, I guess the ultimate question, $40 for this one, a $10 increase over the original from 4 years ago. What do you think about the price point?
I think it's completely fine. I would pay it all day long. And and what you were saying earlier, which I was trying to agree with you, but you were being so rude and ignoring me. was it's the package. You're right. It's the entire package. You can't pick one thing with this game because everything together makes this game an experience that you should not miss. So, I understand that if you're not maybe a puzzle fan, you're like, okay, this isn't really my game, or if if you like shooters, you're like, yeah, this might be too slow for me. It's the whole package with this game that makes it. It's not that it's just a puzzle game because I'm not a huge puzzle fan either, but it's the adventure, it's the story, it's the character, it's the atmosphere, it's the sound. There's 20 things I can name that make this game great. When you put all these things together, to me, it makes almost a perfect game. It really does. And these games demand $40. It's worth it. I've paid more for half this game.
Right. And we're talking
like,
2022, right? Like, it's not like the dollar isn't, or I guess money's not worth what it used to be anyway. So even if outside of the everything else, that makes more sense. And it's 4 years down the road and they've added to it. I think $10 more is a steal, right?
I wouldn't call it a steal, but I would say that it's fair. And while I was hoping that this would launch at $29.99 like its predecessor, you have to look at the fact that this game is much better than its predecessor. This game is an expansion and improvement in literally every category over the original Moss. And if the original Moss is a $30 game, then this is a $40 game. And again, what Roots is saying is correct. It's not like, 2022 dollars are the same as 2018 dollars either. They're absolutely not. So while I would have liked to seen it at $30, I have no problem with 40. I think it's a fair price. I don't know, I'd call it a steal, but we got to remember, and this is probably my biggest takeaway from this experience, is that VR games of this quality level and this polish, uh, not things that we see every day. Playing a game like this just reminds you um, how special it is when we do get titles like this. I mean, this reminds you of playing something like Lone Echo. I mean, you can count on your fingers and toes the number of games in VR that are this polished, this professional. I mean, this is flat game level production. Even if it is a bit short. Um, so yeah, $40. I mean, it's a fair price. I'll say that. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. I think if you like the original Moss, you're absolutely going to love this game. It's better in every way. And I mean, Roots, how do we go back? How do we go back to playing cell shaded wave shooters now after we've had this rude reminder of how good VR games actually could be um, if they had more money and time put into them?
It's getting harder and harder, isn't it? And that's the conundrum we have is like as games, we can play these better games and we can see what developers can do over time. It's harder to go into especially depth wise if the game doesn't have the depth. But this is the good news is we're going to start seeing more and more versions of games like this as things progress. And we're going to, I mean, just like you just look at 3 years ago, the games that we would have covered then that we would never touch now, things are gonna progress even to the point, and that's not even a bad thing. It's just there's certain tiers of games, right? And you want to play the good ones, you want to showcase the good ones, and you don't want to waste your time on the bad ones. And so we're starting to get to the point where we don't have to do that as much anymore, which is thank God, because it is getting harder to go into some of these games when you play something as amazing as this. So
Yeah. So it certainly makes you uh, even more excited for the next gen of PlayStation VR because we're going to get to travel back to that magical time, 2018, 2017, even a little bit of 2019, where these types of games were coming out on the regular, and it's going to be taken to a whole new level with the advancements in the hardware. Um, and the advancements in the market. There's a lot more money to put into these types of productions now. Again, as we hit our third birthday, we're moving into the golden age of VR, and I couldn't be more excited.
Phil Yorn says he still needs to finish the first Moss. Yes, you need to finish the first Moss and play the second one.
It's very good. The second one is so good. The story just gets better and continues on. And I'll say one more thing about the price, and that's it. If we want these games, we want these AAA games, we have to. I understand that I understand that it's expensive, and trust me, I know. I mean, we are lucky because we get a lot of these games, and I understand that going out and buying a $40 game is not easy for a lot of people. But if we want these experiences, we need to be able to, we need to pay for them. And these companies are not going to make these things for $20 or $30 just because they need to make money. And the teams are getting bigger. It's getting harder to make these games as we go along with different hardware. So if we want these experiences, we have to pay for them. You know what I mean? And I would rather pay $40 for this than $30 for, whatever game you could think. I could think of 20 $30 games that I wouldn't touch. And I'd rather pay an extra $10 or even $20 for this game.
Well, we even talked about this, and we've said this several times on the show that the price of a game today versus 4 years ago that's not the same. What we would consider an average price 4 years ago isn't the average price today. And so that's why I think $40 to me it's almost like they kept it the same. Everything that changed kind of balanced, because if we start going up, things should be more, but so I think 40, like Wes said, maybe it's not a steal, but it's definitely very fair. And Eric, you got a really good point. We get what you pay for in life, and I want good things, and so I'm willing to pay more for good things.
Absolutely. But if $40 is a little too much for you, never fear, because we got you covered. We're going to give away a copy of Moss Book 2 right now to someone in the chat. And if you're someone who's catching this on replay, you have a chance to win as well. All you have to do is leave a comment down below that says Moss Book 2. Make sure you're subscribed, and then next week we're going to give away another copy of it as well. Again, a big thank you to Gamertag VR for supplying one of the keys we're about to give away, and a big thank you to our community and our supporters for providing the other key. Anyway, this is the grand finale. This is the big prize. We're not going to do such an easy question this time, but any fan of Moss should be able to answer this question. First one to answer the question wins the game. Question: in Moss Book 1, name the big bad, the final boss. What was the name of the final boss in Moss Book 1? First person to name it wins a copy of Moss Book 2.
Well, that's a good question. So Bluebell says that Bluebell agrees with Eric, but also the new VR gamers probably don't want to pay that much. We as a community have to promote these more expensive games. I agree and I disagree, because most people coming out into VR, like, you have to think most gamers in general, they're conditioned to pay $60 for new games. So even at $40 for a AAA game, they're still going to think that's a good deal. I would think anyway, at least if they're a gamer. So
Shades of Gray Matter, that is
Close.
close, but
so close.
Gray Matter already won a prize anyway, so very close. Gray Matter.
Yeah. But yeah, I think
Oh, it's
what
Nick.
Bluebell was saying there too was we need to just promote those things. We need to push them and let people know how good they are. And I think that's what's great about Virtual Strangers, and that's why I originally fell in love with this show, is because you guys focus on the games and the developers, and you do what you can do, whatever you can do to show these off. And it was different than anybody else was doing, and that's why I supported the show all the ways back.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you
without
for that, Eric.
without the developers and the games, we don't have anything, right? So we got to support them for sure. I agree, 100%. We're the in between.
Island Kara says Jake the Snake.
I love Jake the Snake, man.
Onakazi coming through with the correct answer. Sarfog is the name of the giant snake that is at the end of Moss Book 1 and subsequently in the very first scene of Moss Book 2. Sarfog. Congratulations, Onakazi. You, sir, have won a copy of Moss Book 2.
But like Wes said, if you didn't win, don't fret. You have a chance, right? Just put in hashtag Moss Book 2. Is that what it is? Right?
So they just have to say Moss Book 2. Just leave a comment that says Moss Book 2, and we will enter you into a drawing, a random drawing that will take place next week, and we will give out another copy. So big congrats to Onakazi. You are the winner, sir. Guys, it was quite a celebration, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What a good show. And all these awesome people that were putting keys in the chat, and GT and Paradise DK, and then who else? Who else was it? VR Spry Guy, or was it Traveling Man? One of those two was putting keys in there like crazy.
Spry Guy.
Yeah, man, that's all these
Spry
people.
Guy was, GT, PD, TAS. Thanks, guys. You guys made it even better than it would have been. Amazing community. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So Alex, you're going to give away a B Haptics X40.
I'm putting my name in. I ever got one, but I'll put my name in there for that one too.
For
Yeah,
sure.
hell yeah.
For sure. Anyway, what do you say, guys, that we give away one more game? I do have one more game that was donated by Guido 7335. This game is another new release for Oculus Quest, a game that we've been talking a lot about, not only on the show but in the Discord as well. We have a copy of Alvo to give away.
Oh wow!
Hell yeah!
First person in the chat to name the developer of Alvo wins the key. Alvo for Oculus Quest. Alex says, "Let's go spin the wheel."
Let's do it. We'll get D spinning the wheel, man. Do it.
Speaking of spinning the wheel, an hour and 38 minutes from now, you guys will be spinning that wheel real good, right?
Dude, I need a break.
App J, App J coming through with the correct answer. Martin Poll. That is correct. Congratulations, App J. You have won a copy of Alvo, courtesy of our friend Chris, one of our newest community members.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And if you don't mind, if I just say, speaking of Martin Poll, Alvo, the developers of Alvo have donated a Quest 2 to the Q2C VR Gamer Live. So 9 o'clock within a few hours, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you have to be live in chat, but we're going to give away a headset tonight to somebody. So if you want to win a Quest 2 and have a real good chance to win it, 9 p.m. And thank you guys to Alvo.
Crazy.
So yeah, tons of more keys being given away on the Q2C show that starts here in about 100 minutes from now. So we probably should wrap this up rather quickly so he can get ready for that. But yeah, tons of keys being given away. Oculus Quest 2 being given away to someone in the chat tonight. There must be a winner. Everything must go.
M2 Pro too.
Yeah, M2,
Bobo.
dude. Yeah, Bobo VR M2 Pro, an excellent strap. Pretty much the consensus best head strap on the market right now. Going to give one of those away as well. The celebration continues. That's the point, friends. There are links in the description down below so that you can join the fun when Eric goes live here in about 90 minutes.
Crazy.
Anyway, guys, it's been an awesome 3 years. Here's to an awesome 4th year as we move into the next gen of VR and as our community and our channel continues to grow. Thank you all for your continued support. And guys, I'm looking forward to it. Everything just keeps getting better and better and better, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. I can't wait. And thanks for letting me be a part of this awesome thing that you guys started.
Oh, man, you're the big toe, bro. You bring the balance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I concur 100%. Anyway, with that said, friends, I guess we're going to get out of here. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so that you will be notified when we are about to go on the air with our awesome VR content. I want to thank you to everyone in the chat. I want to thank you to everyone who donated prizes for us to give out tonight. And I want to obviously thank Polyarch again for giving us review access to this masterpiece of a game, Moss Book 2.
Absolutely.
Anyway, with all that said, friends, we would like to thank you all once again for watching. For my friends Eric and Roots, I'm Wes. We'll see you in a few days. See you in a few hours, few minutes. See you in a few minutes. Bye now.
Take it easy.
See you later.